You know, my dog died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I got the tattoo before my dog died, and my dog's name is Hope.
Yeah, I remember Hope.
And so after my dog died, I put the period as a reminder.
Oh man, that's so sad. I remember Hope.
Not to you.
Well,
I mean, not to me.
I remember Hope. Hope was like an old grandma. Like she was always nice.
Yeah. It's because I'm like a grandpa, dude. That's
No, you're not there yet. You're not that old. Relax. You're like 72, right?
75. You know, that's my joke when I run into a girl who like is probably in her 20s, and I don't want to tell her I'm 37 now.
Damn, you look so fucking young. It's crazy.
Thanks, man. It's I'm trying to take care of my health. But yeah, anytime I meet someone who's like in their 20s and like I don't want them to think I'm old, I make that joke. I say I'm 75 or 70 something, and they're like, "Oh, what are you really?" And I say I'm 37, and they're like, "Oh, now I anchored it." It's like, "Oh, it's not that bad. you're not 75."
What do you call that? Like, it's kind of like when you like. I heard like if you ever get a scratch on your parents' car, like if you're 18, make it seem like, "Oh, I got into an accident."
Yeah.
And then when you say like, "Oh."
Yeah.
I thought you like blew the bumper off or something and it's like a little scratch. You just hit the wall.
Yeah, I learned that's anchoring from sales.
That's what it's called, anchoring?
Anchoring.
But how do you use that for sales?
So, for example, the most common way is, you've been to like Chick-fil-A, right? Or McDonald's?
Okay.
There's 3 value meal sizes, small, medium, and large, right?
Right.
So a way to make purchasing easier is to anchor a high price.
Yeah, and then
right, and then the low price is so close to the middle price that you feel stupid buying anything else but the middle.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So,
but the middle is always not the best one to choose, right? You should always go either high or low. Like pick one of the two.
So they have the 3 because there's always those 3 populations. There's always people who want to buy the best of the best.
Yeah.
So they easily go there. But we're talking about the masses, right? McDonald's is like the top franchise in the world, I think. They want everyone to hit that middle. Yeah. That's where, because they're looking at gross sales, not individual sales.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like.
The only time I ever choose middle is like a medium soda. I can't have a small soda or a large soda.
You drink soda?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I shouldn't be drinking soda.
How do you... Dude, if I drank, I already have enough carbs with rice as it is. If I had soda on top of it, dude, I could probably be a sumo wrestler, bro. I'd be like, thank God I don't drink soda. Oh my gosh, I'd probably have like really severe diabetes too.
And then the crash is horrible too. Yeah, the sugar crash
really?
is horrible. Yeah, I feel it. I still feel it. Yeah.
You know when I get a crash is when I have rice. That's a sugar crash too.
Have you ever heard that you shouldn't cook your rice too much? Let it be a little like mushy.
Why?
I forgot why, but I was watching a Joe Rogan episode about a guy talking about that. What does it have? Cholesterol? Is it cholesterol?
Rice?
Yeah, does rice give you cholesterol?
Rice has a lot of carbohydrate. It's basically like sugar.
Right.
It's so like simple and processed.
And does that tie into cholesterol?
No.
I forgot what he was saying, but let's say it was cholesterol. It's not cholesterol. Not
Okay.
cholesterol. But he's saying that if you cook it all the way, it spikes. It gives you a high spike.
Interesting.
Versus when you do it mushy, it's a lot lower. It's a lot easier.
Interesting.
But I don't know what it was. I know it's not cholesterol because you're saying it's not. But I forgot what he said.
Interesting.
But yeah, there's that.
You know what? One thing I did learn that connects to that is I forgot her name, but she proved that like the order of what you eat determines how high your glucose spike is.
Okay, I can see that.
So, for example, you have a steak, a potato, and veggies, right? If you have the steak first, and then the veggies, and then the potato, with the same exact ingredients, like it won't spike as much as if you had the potato first. Like this protein like slows it down. Yeah. So I don't know the point of me sharing that, but it's just connected. You know,
you're talking about levels. Like the levels are different.
Yeah. No, because I think a lot of times people they don't eat certain foods because they're scared of like the glucose sugar spikes. But if you have like certain things before, that's what she's like a PhD, whatever. I'm just trusting what she says. But
I mean, that's what we all got to do in life, right?
Yeah.
Trust the experts. Okay, Fauci. No, okay. What are your thoughts on, you know who Michaela Peterson is?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on her carnivore diet?
I think it's great.
Do you think it's like it's not just like the carnivore diet works, it's just it works for her?
I think it's both. I think as human beings in general, I think the more natural you go, just as a general concept, right? The more natural you go. So what's natural? Meat, veggies, fruit, and legumes and seeds, right? Those 5 things. Everyone's bodies are different, but for the most part, like, I think that's really the benefits of the carnivore in general. I'm talking about in general.
Yeah. It's so weird to think just eating meat. And then she only eats certain types of meat, too. She said she can't have, like, a certain meat. I forgot which one it was, but she only eats, like, 2 meats, like 2 cuts of meat.
Yeah. Because everyone's bodies are different, right?
Yeah.
So it's like that's why health and nutrition should be individualized rather than like these broad things like carbs are bad or, carnivore is the only way to go. Like anytime you say this thing is for everyone, run away. That's in general.
When did you figure out the food pyramid was bad?
I don't know. When I couldn't see my feet.
Oh, you're so stupid.
Yo, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's a little far. I mean, I feel like I would have noticed by then.
I was like, this pyramid's wrong. Have you watched that South Park episode when they're like, we figured it out. The pyramid is wrong, and they flipped it upside down? Did you watch that episode?
No, I haven't seen that.
So good. I recommend South Park.
But wait, what? They flip it around and then
yeah, what? They're like, it was just their way of, they always spoof like what's happening in society. And so they were just talking about basically how everything in nutrition pyramids, right, is based on what the government was giving subsidies for. And it's still to that day.
There's this girl that I follow. I used to follow her on Instagram. It's Emily Clark, I think. I wish I could give her a shout out for it because she's the one that showed me it. She went to Turkey and got some blood work done. And it gives you, I think, like 300 of the most famous foods. And they'll test your DNA or blood or whatever to see how allergic you are to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so then you can see like, this is what makes me spike here, like eggs or rice or whatever it is. That's cool. And I was like, and she spent I think only like $1,000 on it or something.
It's totally worth it.
I was like, man, that's like a lifetime of energy, like energy levels.
Dude, all this topic right here reminds me of, you know how I used to have headaches?
Yeah.
A lot, right?
Yeah.
I finally found out one of the main reasons I have headaches.
What was it?
It's histamine intolerance.
Histamine intolerant. What is histamine?
So histamine is basically natural to our bodies. It's basically our immune response to stuff.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So it's natural. However, certain foods are more sensitive to others that causes such a histamine response that your body goes a little crazy. Everyone's symptoms are different. Some people get hives. Other people are different. Anyways, I have a food journal that I've been having for a long time. So when I have a headache, it's more like a headache journal. When I have a headache, I recognize what foods I ate, and then there's one time I had like one of the worst headaches I had. This is a couple months ago, and then I looked at my journal. I was like, "What do these days have in common?"
Yeah.
And it was like tomatoes. Red peppers. Basically, when I have pizza and things like that.
Oh, it sounded like a burger. Yeah,
But yeah, and then I looked at all those foods, and then I was like, they're all high histamine foods. And so I started cutting out high histamine foods like spinach. Like, it's crazy, right? Things that I thought were super healthy for me. And I started cutting them out, and I slowly had no more headaches. And anytime I had a headache, I looked at my food. I looked and I Googled like the whatever ingredient was. I was like, yeah, it's high histamine. And even like it forces you to eat healthier and fresher because the longer a food is out, like leftovers, like in the fridge, you know, like meat and things like that, the higher the just being oxidizing and things like that creates more histamines in it. So I was like, what the fudge? So I don't even remember the last time I have a headache. And so now if I know I'm having something that's like high histamine, I have Zyrtec. You know Zyrtec? Zyrtec is like for antihistamine, actually. It's like a allergy medicine. I used to drug myself with like Tylenol or Advil and all these like migraine stuff to get rid of it. Now I take allergy medicine for my headaches. My headache goes away. The headache was a response to the histamine food. Isn't that crazy?
Hold on, one more time. What is histamine? Explain that again.
So I'll give you an example. So histamines are basically natural in our bodies. Our bodies produce it as a defense mechanism for immune responses.
Okay.
So whether that's food or when you take a drug or even I heard weather, things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We good?
Yeah, they were just focused.
So just taking that stuff, like.
No, keep going.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking about histamine. So yeah, a fire cut would be great for this moment right
here. No, keep going. Oh, so histamine is the autoimmune.
Yeah.
It's in our body already.
Yeah. So when you and you've heard of like rheumatoid arthritis. My stepdad has that. These are all like when our bodies are attacking itself, right? And then there's certain things, behaviors and nutrition that actually causes those immune responses. And so everyone's different. Some people could have like a tomato soup and not have anything. But for me, I have tomato soup. I could already feel my headache coming.
But then also you were saying the food has histamine in it.
Yeah.
But we have histamine in ourselves too.
Yeah. It's both.
What the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And every food has histamine?
Every food has different levels of histamine.
Is there like a chart on
there's
online
a chart
of like
yeah.
So what's one of the lowest ones that has, and give me a high one and a low one. Do you know of any? Or give me something that you remember from that chart.
Okay. Worst is, it's not, this is just like in general, right? Worst is like tomatoes.
Okay.
Best is like meat.
Got you.
But fresh meat. Like the older it is, the more histamine it produces for some reason.
So dry aged meat is not good, like beef jerky?
It matters how it's made.
Oh.
Right? Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
See, I'm a grandpa. This is
No, hey, if you grabbed it and started typing like that, that's grandpa mode.
Wait, let me go.
Fix the guy. And then start like.
But yeah, so for anyone out there who's struggling with headaches, maybe you have a histamine intolerance like myself. It's pretty wild.
Okay, and so you're saying there's a chart with levels of histamine.
Yeah.
But then you're also saying that people are different to every food.
Yeah.
So even though tomatoes are the highest worst one, that doesn't mean it's going to be the same for everybody, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, gosh. So it fluctuates.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so crazy how that works.
Yeah.
And so histamine causes headaches, fatigue, I'm guessing?
It can. Everyone's different.
Oh.
So some people get rashes. Some people have different symptoms. So so that's why when you have a symptom, it doesn't really show the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right. So it's different for everyone. For me, it's a headache, like bad, like
migraine. Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically migraine. It's so bad. Like I have to like put myself in a dark room. I don't remember. I used to work with you, and like, do you remember me ever?
I remember you meditating in the dark room.
Yeah. Yeah, there's other reasons for why I did that. But like, yeah, I would have to like go in a dark room because the lights hurt my eyes. I would have to like, I would have to just sleep it off. But now, dude, it's so wild, man. I take like a allergy medicine, like a Zyrtec, not sponsored. Like when I take that, it's almost gone within 30 minutes. It's wild.
When do you know you're going to take that Zyrtec? Because you don't do that before every meal, right?
No, when I feel a headache coming on.
Interesting.
And the headache usually comes within like 30 minutes to an hour of when I eat. So that's how I know it's food related. Right?
After you eat.
It's after I eat.
And but I thought you already know some of the foods, and don't you avoid those?
I try, but come on now. I'm human. That's why I'm like, I'm ready for my Zyrtec. I'm about to have this pizza.
Is Zyrtec bad on your liver because it's a pill?
I don't know what the
or kidney. It's either liver or kidney, one of the two.
One thing I know about Zyrtec, if I remember right, there has been links to Alzheimer's for older people.
Horrible.
But that's at like, I think if it's a daily case, right? So I'm not having like a Zyrtec every day. I'm taking it when I need to.
How often do you take a Zyrtec?
Once every 5 days, maybe.
Oh, that's still a lot.
Yeah. It's better.
But I mean, yeah, it's better than,
I honestly would rather have Alzheimer's later on in my life. I'm not manifesting this in my life. I'd rather have Alzheimer's than have headaches for the rest of my life. It's so bad, dude. I can't even function. You gotta pick and choose.
If you have Alzheimer's, I'll tell the doctor. I know what it is, all right? I know what it is.
It's a Zyrtec.
It's a Zyrtec. Zyrtec function.
But that's also not in every case.
Yeah, right.
It's not in every case.
Right.
So yeah, it was interesting conversations.
That was cool.
About nutrition and
that was dope. I never knew that about like what is it? It's inflammatory, right?
Histamine or
histamine is autoimmune response.
Yeah.
To the
food or other things. Even like weather can change it, but it's called histamine intolerance.
And that's because food is oxidizing.
I don't honestly know the mechanism of what the antihistamine is.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like someone has like a food allergy or a reaction where it's like, we don't like this food, and your body just flares up. And then I think our bodies are freaking amazing. They tell you exactly like what you need to change.
Yeah.
They work almost perfectly.
Sometimes we're just not conscious enough and like aware that like we don't even pay attention to ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially with the outside world.
Yeah. Okay,
I know. I swear I saw a shadow. I was like, am I tripping? I'm like,
no, we're good.
And I just see something.
I think it's the cleaning team. I think.
Oh, okay.
It's around this time.
Have you ever heard someone say that they were like, anybody who has a peanut allergy is bullshit?
Man up. People BS about things all the time. When you were younger, did you ever, this is ironic now, but like when I was younger, I used to like avoid the classroom, or if I don't want to be in the classroom, I would just say I have a headache. When I didn't have a headache, I would go to the nurse's office and be like, I have a headache.
Damn, you took it to the extreme.
Yeah.
I thought people just say, oh, I need to use the restroom real quick.
No, because if you go to the nurse's office, and some nurses are nurses.
What are we getting at here?
I was a kid, sorry.
How old are you? How old are you? When I think of a kid, I think like a third grader.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Damn.
I have a weird childhood. But
damn. It's a hot ass nurse.
But yeah, I think people BS about things all the time.
Yeah, 100%.
But at the same time, we can't assume they're BSing because they might actually like die from that peanut allergy. Yeah.
So this nurse.
If your culture thought like our culture is, if we slap each other, that's disrespectful, right? If a man slaps another man, it's disrespectful. In other countries, I've heard in certain cultures, like in some Indian tribes, where like when they slap each other, it's like a form of respect. So I can't, because it's like we're raised in a culture with a certain like belief system, right? So that's hilarious to us, right? That's like, if you see it's like, oh, they're homies, right?
Yeah.
But so beliefs are just indoctrinated.
It's crazy. Like, what am I trying to go with this? It's crazy to me how like we try to make the world so black and white sometimes, but it's like, bro, there are so many traditions and beliefs. The way like what you think is right is actually what I think is wrong, or what I think is right is actually what you think is wrong.
Yeah.
And so that's why I forgot what I was getting into an argument with someone about, but I was like, they were saying like, can Hitler ever be redeemed? Because we're talking about redemption, and I'm like, in his eyes, he doesn't need redemption because that was what he believed. But in our eyes, like Americans, we're like, he can never get redemption. And it's weird. It's such a weird concept, right? Like in his eyes, there's no redeeming. Like he doesn't need it because he knew what he believed was that he was doing right. But in our eyes, we're like, he can't be redeemed because.
How do you define redeemed?
So the way I define redeemed, because redemption, what we were trying to define it, nobody could really get one thing, and I didn't even Google it. But the way I said it, someone was like, it's when you do something bad, and you go and you make it good again. But I was like, no, take away bad and good. You can't do bad and good, because I just talked about like what you think is right, what you think is bad could be good to me, and what I think is bad could be good to you. So we take away bad and good. What I said is when you're in a downfall in life and you rise again. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. That's subjective. But as long as you're in a downfall and then you rise back again, you have to go down. Let's say you fail at something and then you redeem yourself, like you're playing a chess match. You lose 20 times to this person. You practice for a year, and then you finally beat them. You redeem yourself. So it has to be a down and a rise. It's the way I see redemption as.
Because the way I see that's what's interesting about debates and like arguments is like without a communal like agreement of what a certain word means, then they might be. It's hard to really, you know what I mean? Like
I know exactly where you're going with this.
It's like you guys just have different definitions, so there's no way. So we need to either have an agreed definition, or we need to. Accept that we're never talking about the same level.
You cannot. If you don't agree on the definition, you can never. It's never gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
I see that a lot with like you know who Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro are?
Yeah.
They always.
I know
like,
Ben Shapiro.
They're like, let's set our terms.
Yeah.
Or what's his name? Steven Crowder does the same thing. He's like, let's set our terms.
Yeah.
Before we set
exactly.
our terms so we know what we're defining everything as.
Exactly.
And and it's hard because I see them debating sometimes. I'm like, they can't even get on the terms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, they can't even start we can't even start the speech because we can't even get the terms on the same level.
I'm not gonna say who I had this conversation with. Can we talk about abortion?
We can talk about anything.
So it's so interesting. I had this conversation. This is so wild, dude. I've never seen this happen. So I'm talking to this female, and this female was like, I'm pro-choice. I'm like pro-choice, like, and everyone's bodies. It's interesting because that's coming from I'm pro-choice. A woman has a right to control her body, right? And then I was like, are there any limits to the abortion? And you're like, no, like the woman always has a right. I was like, okay. So I was like, so like how about an 8-month-old, like an 8-month-old baby in your stomach or in your friend's stomach? Are they allowed to abort that baby? That 8-month huge ass baby.
You're talking about like third trimester.
Yeah. She was like, oh hell no. Like, no, like when I say abortion's okay, she's like, abortion's only okay. You could abort the baby within the first 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. Anything after 3 weeks is not right to me. Yeah. And I was like, whoa. So I was like, be careful when you say you're pro-choice, because a lot of people in that pro-choice completely say no matter what the month is, there is no limit. Yeah. I was like, so when you say be careful, and they're like, really? There's people who say it's okay to abort a baby after 3 weeks? Like she never heard someone. She's never heard conversations or people talking about it.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. I was like, how many people believe they're a certain like label, but don't really know what that label means? Yeah. Like. So you're not pro-choice, like based on how most people define pro-choice, you're not.
That's why, like
that's wild, dude.
When I look at the Democratic side,
yeah,
it's so like, especially with like the pronoun stuff and all this, like LGBTQ. Sometimes it's like, it's hard to like, you're like, oh my bad, I didn't mean that. Like I forgot this is another factor of this factor. And it's like, damn, like it just so much compiles at once that you're just like, man, this is too much to keep up with. Yeah, it just becomes too much. But for the abortion thing, I don't know. I have a hard time settling down on being like, if I had the choice, I would make abortion illegal. Right? Of course, my response would be like, unless it's rape, I would allow abortion for like a child that got raped or a female that got raped. But I'm like, the reason why I believe I'm very pro-life is because honestly, I think at the end of the day, it's one, people are always scared of their finances. They're scared of not being a good enough parent. They're scared that their spouse is not going to be there to help them, or for whatever reason. But I'm like, I really think people want those babies. I really think, like, if we thought about it, like, if we were safer with our sex, like, we really shouldn't be aborting babies. Like, these are lives. And when people say, like, there's too many people on this planet, or they get put into foster care, I'm like, I would rather have that life. I like live. Like, why is it your choice to tell them, like, no, you shouldn't live because you're going to be put in a foster care and you're going to have a horrible life? Like, that does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Like, there's fucked up situations, but it's like, I think life is amazing. To me, life is amazing. I'm like, let's be fruitful, like, make it beautiful. Yeah. And it's like, when I see abortions, I'm like, I don't think people really want to get an abortion. My opinion. It's an opinion.
I respect that, because like, it's like, I think we make really bad decisions when we're in a state of fear. This is just a general principle, right? When you're in a place of fear, like what you said, like you're scared, finances and all this other stuff. But when it comes down to it, is it right or wrong? That's like, regardless of the situation, right? And so that's a conversation. It's an interesting conversation to have, because like now with all the like the presidency and everything else, it's like, it's so interesting. Oh, man, it's so interesting. You know, I'm like, I'm just seeing things from like an outside perspective, because I don't for one, I don't follow politics. It's just not a healthy thing for me personally. Like, that's not where I want to put my energy, and I have to be very wise about it. But I'm not like Democrat or Republican. I like to say I'm human, and I just like look like, that's wrong. That's wrong. I don't care if it's red or blue or purple. I don't care what the color is. You know what I mean? And so like, it's just interesting seeing like people choose sides and like sticking to it. Even like,
I think that's the worst thing someone can do is start voting just for party affiliation. Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna vote for this just because it's like, I mean, sometimes we're put into that. Look at the 2-party system. you're either choosing Trump or Kamala. Like, you have no other choice.
Yeah.
Like, you really don't have a choice. Like, you have to
Yeah.
go with this or that. And it's like me, like, I like Trump. I don't agree with his character, but I like his policies. I really don't like the policies that the Democratic side says. But if I could find a better candidate, I definitely would. Like, I would rather have a different candidate. I would rather have more candidates. It's like that in America, we don't have that. Like, at the end of the day, it's our faults. But
I love that. I love that. Honestly, I even whether I agree or disagree with the current system,
yeah,
I understand why it exists the way it is. It's kind of like there would be more candidates. However, imagine if you're left side. I don't want to say left or right. Imagine if you're purple. Okay. Imagine if you're purple, and then you're like, we have these 5 really strong candidates, right? Yeah, like let's support these 5 candidates, and then you have yellow side, and yellow side's like, no, let's do some analytics. Let's see which candidate gets the most audience favor, and let's put all our money, resources, energy, and time making that one candidate win. So I understand why there's only one candidate. Like, over time, it's because it's kind of like double down on what's working. Because the one who's focused on one is gonna win versus the party that has 5. And so that's why they have debates and stuff.
No, I understand the whole why there's a 2-party system and stuff.
Yeah, I understand it, but I don't know. Honestly, I just focus on what I can control, and what I can control is my health, my business, and how I treat people. For the most part, those are the 3 things I can control the most.
I agree. If you can make yourself better,
yeah,
the interconnectedness of the world of how you treat others will have a ripple effect.
Absolutely.
Bro, it's such a... I feel like sometimes people don't ever realize that, like, the way you treat others really is how you
make a difference.
Make a difference. Yeah, it's like one small thing can make a whole world, like, really can make the world change.
Yeah, you know what? It remind me of, like, some people. I run into people who's, like, talking shit about the government or talking shit about all these, like, oh, I hate my boss and all this. I don't know. That's the voice I hear, like, just complaining about everything. And then I'm like, you treat your wife like shit. And you're complaining about people who's outside of your circle. Yeah. Like, fix your it's I've learned it in church growing up. It's like, fix your house.
Yeah.
Fix your home, right? Stop complaining about everyone else's, like, window, or like all those metaphors you hear, like, clean your own window first, and then you don't even have the right to judge other people anyways. But that's
bro, I saw someone the other day. It was a debate on YouTube, but I was like, that was nice. It was some girl was...
that's a good reaction. I like that.
Some girl was telling this guy, like, oh, you gotta earn respect. You can't just get respect. And then the guy goes, where I'm from, you're born with respect. I was like, I was like, that's dirty. That's dirty. I like that, though. I actually like better. I think it's better that instead of earn respect, you're born with respect, and then you're entitled to lose that respect depending on your actions.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Let's connect that to abortion, right?
Okay.
The baby in that woman's stomach has value. It was born with value, regardless. The baby doesn't have to earn value. It doesn't have to come. It doesn't have to come out of the womb and, like, now I have value. No, that baby has value. I don't know. I just connected that, but it's like,
well, some people they would the pro abortion. What is it? What's the other one?
Pro-life and pro-choice. Yeah.
The pro-choicers would argue that it's not a life.
Yeah.
That's what they argue. They say it's not a baby yet.
Well, like, and everyone has, that's a belief.
Yeah.
Just like we say it has a life, that's a belief.
Yeah.
Believing that it doesn't have a life is also a belief.
Yeah.
So recognizing that, all right, this is a belief thing. Whether you don't have to be, like, a believer. You don't have to be Christian. Like, you either believe it has... Like, there's no scientific way to say when something has a life, right?
No, there is.
Well, I think I'm replacing life with value.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of interchanging.
Yeah.
But yeah, when the sperm gets the egg.
Yeah.
Have you seen that reaction?
What do you mean?
So when a sperm hits an egg, it has this, like, little, like, bright light, and scientifically, it's it's the zinc, the nutrient zinc, like having a chemical reaction with something else. But then there's people who's like, oh, that's a miracle of life. It's like, whatever that thing is, something happened there.
Yeah, something happened.
Something happened there.
Babies are crazy. It's crazy how we produce.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me how we make people, how we make other people. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's probably going to change later on.
With like having like some Matrix shit where there's like just pods everywhere.
Yeah. How do you know we're not in the Matrix? How do you know we're not in a pod?
I can't fucking guarantee you that.
Because an AI is processing decisions and getting information the same way human brain works.
Yeah.
That's why it's called artificial intelligence, because it's intelligent but rather than with organic matter of like carbon and what our brains are made out of. It's just different elements.
I got two things. I'm going on a little rant.
Nigga, you're good.
One, if I'm in the fucking Matrix, can I please start fucking winning? Can I just be on the top echelon for a while?
How do you know you're not?
I mean, we are in America, so.
Yeah. How do you know you're not winning?
Because I want an Audi R8. I want my bank account to have 8 figures.
What if that was actually God protecting you?
It could be. Yeah, it could be. It
really is, dude. It really is.
If there was an AI, we're in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Does that debunk God?
Okay, wait. One more time.
If we're in the Matrix, if there is a Matrix, does that debunk God?
It matters what's controlling the Matrix.
Well, something's controlling the Matrix. There's an architect.
Okay.
There has to be. Unless we set it up, the past civilization, set it up where it can do it by itself.
Have you ever played Sims? The video game.
I know what it is. I've never played it, but maybe like for 10 seconds, like on an ad.
Yeah, or that movie with Ryan Reynolds, like Free Guy.
No, I've never seen that one.
So basically, imagine Sims, right? Sims is a computer program game. There's all these little human creatures, and they're making you could automate it, and they're making decisions, right? It's kind of like robots. It's to the point now where like they. In the Sims now, they have like personalities, and you could have them like act freely on their own.
Really? Oh, you could do that on The Sims?
Yeah, you can just let them run freely, let them do what they want to do. Let's see what happens, right?
That's so weird.
And what's the difference? What's the difference?
I need you to tweak my settings. Why would you make me 5'9"? I'm gonna be 6'3".
Did you see how tall is that Japanese player in Minnesota? Is it Minnesota Timberwolves? I don't know. He's playing in the NBA. He's like the Japanese guy, dude. I just saw him, 5'8", point guard.
Oh shit, there's a 5'8" guard?
I never even knew there was a Japanese player, dude. It's so amazing. Like,
oh, you're talking about the Asian Curry?
Hakatum.
I think that's Asian Curry. No,
I don't want to butcher's
you already did. You already said Haktua. I heard Haktua.
Dude, yeah, you should clip that.
No, that's not Asian Curry. It's not Asian Curry. But there is an Asian.
It starts with H.
I don't know if that's. I don't know if it's who I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
But there is a guard.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
He's Asian.
Yeah.
But he is in my eyes, that guy has skill.
Okay. I had this kind of connects. I had this conversation with someone recently. It's like, being very conscious of your limiting beliefs and recognizing that exactly the way you are is actually an advantage, not a disadvantage.
Yes, I agree with that.
With everything.
Yes, I agree with that.
With everything.
Yeah. I was going to tell you, okay, so that was my rant. So the second thing is, it ties in with this. That's funny that you said that. Yeah. So I went on I love ChatGPT. I have conversations with ChatGPT. I love it. Like, it's my best friend.
Okay.
And so I started talking to it about the placebo effect.
Okay.
And how our minds are able to just like,
yeah,
we're able to trick ourselves. So I said,
yeah,
if you were a human and you understand that there's phenomenons such as the placebo effect where we can trick ourselves, what habits would you do as a human to yourself to make yourself become the best version of yourself? And it said, repeat affirmations. It said, I forgot what the list was. I'm gonna redo it because I forgot to like save it.
Yeah.
It gave me a list of things that I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. Like because the placebo effect is real, we know affirmations are real. Like, we know shit like just like the way you see your life will really affect how your life is gonna turn out. And it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy to me how much control you actually have of your own life.
Yeah, dude, it's that reminded me of. Have you heard of the antecebo effect?
What the fuck? No.
It's the opposite of a placebo. Antecebo.
Okay, so the placebo means that you can take a fake pill and you'll make yourself believe that it's a real pill.
Yeah. So what do you think the opposite is?
It means you're gonna take a pill, and you'll make it that it won't happen.
It won't work.
You're just stuck on like, yeah, it's like being like stubborn on one thing. Like,
yeah.
Like you're just like, no. Like being rich is horrible, and it's always gonna be money is evil, stuff like that.
Yeah. So they did this cancer study. It was I'm butchering the whole thing, but it's like basically a story. I don't know where it's from, but I remember hearing about it, where basically like there's this cancer drug, and they believe that it would put people in remission, and they'd get healthier, right? Or their cancer spread would decrease or whatever. And they believe the drug worked, right? Mm-hmm. And so people actually, that's a placebo. People start working, and then there's a new study that came out saying that drug doesn't work, right? And so I think for liability purposes, they have to share that with the patients.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have to.
Yeah. So they shared the drug, and now the drug's not working. So it's the opposite. So it's not the drug that's causing the effect. It's your belief about how the drug's affecting, right? And that's not just medication, dude. I think that's everything. I think our mind is everything. Our mind is everything, and it's hard to grasp that and remind yourself of that. But it's like
how, because when I think of the mind,
yeah,
I read a book on Freemasonry talking about how that's where we're going towards right now. Like the mind is everything. How far gone can we go before we go or like where we're like, I am the creator of my universe because my mind is everything, before we're like, God isn't real anymore? Because I think if you're saying the mind controls everything, you're slowly shying away from God.
Why do you believe that?
It has something to do with and when I think of it, like it has something to do with because you're controlling everything at this point, and God has no control anymore because you're pretty much like you have more control than Him.
Yeah. So I've wrestled with that idea before as well, and then the way I look at it now, Rose, is like God gave us. I don't know how many times it says in scripture, but basically like how we're made in His likeness, right? And the way I interpret it is that the Creator gave His children the abilities to create.
Okay. And
so when we honor our ability to create, we're honoring our Creator. Meaning, so like when we recognize, our minds are affecting everything.
Yeah.
We're actually glorifying the fact that God gave us this ability.
It's so crazy to think about it like that. I never thought about it like that.
But it's just how you, Drake, right? He's what's that song? He's like, like basically I did it all myself. Like I'm butchering the freaking lyrics. But
I don't know what song it is, but okay. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I did it all myself.
Yeah, that there's a concept in actually a lot of songs that are like a lot
of rap is like that.
It's all me. It's all me. It's all me. Yeah. I did this. I'm like, okay, cool. That's a belief, really. Like how you got to where you are, your perception on how you got to where you are doesn't really change the fact of how you really got there. Yeah. It's just your perception of it, right? So whether an atheist or a believer, whatever they believe got to where they're at is just a perception. It doesn't change the fact that God gave them that ability to do that. I don't know if I'm articulating that like to the best, but yeah.
What about like, isn't that why Lucifer kind of fell, because he was becoming too within himself? Like it was just me.
I think Lucifer wanted to replace God. Yeah. He wanted to be God.
Yeah.
I don't want to be God.
It seems like a hard job.
Yeah, but
CEO of the whole world. Fuck.
But just reckon, it's kind of like, the whole paraphrase is like, if you're a believer, you believe that you're a vessel for God, right?
Okay.
So any good you do is a reflection of your God, mm-hmm. right? So just like, when you do good stuff, your parents are, like, oh, that's my son, right? Same thing.
Yeah.
It just giving praise and giving thanks and recognizing of who's actually doing it, because God's doing it through you, right? That's what I believe.
Oh man, when I go to church, I tell God, I'm like, sorry God, I'm not doing this. I'm like, this is too lame. This is cheesy. Like, I hate it. I love worshiping God.
Yeah.
But I hate sometimes the way some churches do it. I'm like, we could do this in a cooler way, in a better way. Like, it could be a lot fun.
And maybe you'll start a church one
I
day.
will. No, that's one of my ideas, to start a church where it's actually engaging and it's fun.
Yeah.
There is a question I've been that I can't figure out in my head. Hopefully you can answer it.
Mm.
How, because we have free will,
Yeah.
how do we mesh our will, what we want to do in life, with God's will, what He wants us to do in life?
Mesh.
Because I'm always
You use
like,
the word mesh.
yeah, because I'm always like, all right, God, I'm like, you know what's best for me.
Yeah.
Fuck my free will. I tell God, like, take away my free will.
Yeah.
You guide me, like, take control of me. I'm like, you know what's best for me. But then there are things where I'm like, no, I want to do this. Like, it's like, I do have free will.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, how do you?
think it's a journey, just like anything else. Anyone who says they 100% surrender every action and thought they have to God, they could say that. It's not reality.
Yeah.
Because if it was that way, then you're a robot, and you know what I mean? And so I think it's a journey. I do the same thing, man. I'm like, you know what's interesting? Have you heard like why it's hard for a rich person to get to the kingdom of heaven? They use the metaphor in scripture of like
camel.
Yeah. The needle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like going through a needle. It's because when you have everything, kind of connects to what you were saying earlier. Like, God, I want to change my code up. I want to be, you know what I mean? Like, I want this a certain way. The more you have, the more likely that becomes your God.
I know what you're saying.
And also, the more you have, the less dependent. Because I'll tell you, for me, like, I resort to God when I like a lot of times when God, please. That's like I tried every way on my own.
Yeah, Jelly Roll has a song.
Yeah.
I only talk to God when I need a favor. Have you heard that song?
No.
Oh, I've never heard that song?
I know Jelly Roll. I respect him a lot.
Yeah, he's like, I only talk to God when I need a favor.
Yeah. So, but a lot. I think it's just like any relationship. It's just like learning to trust, and then you get to like trust more in just the small things, like, you know, who you end dating and all this other stuff. Oh my God, like this kind of connects to like.
Are you dating?
Not currently, but I have a greater peace, because dude, as I get older, man, I'm like really sad. I used to envy a lot of couples, and now they're divorced.
Okay.
And I'm not saying, you know, they didn't honor God in their relationship, but what I am saying is that everyone has different time, and like maybe relationships didn't work out in the past because, you know, they weren't supposed to work out.
Yeah. I know
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so
I
don't know, dude. Oh my gosh, dude, this is being recorded. I would share this with you outside the podcast.
Okay, that's fine. I know where to go with it if you want to.
But I'll tell you in general. So I did meet someone, and then I was like, I'm trying to not give so many details so people won't know who it is, just in case anyone who watches. And they like listed like all, like they had almost everything. You know, I have like a list.
You motherfucker.
Yeah.
Go. I'll go next.
And then I still didn't move forward with it.
Why?
And that's what I realized.
Pussy.
Peanut allergy. You know how people say like, oh, you're like, sometimes when I used to hear people say, oh, I'm single out of choice or all this, I was like,
bullshit.
BS. You just haven't found.
Bullshit.
You just haven't found someone. I think some people are single out of choice because they're trying to figure things out. And for me,
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
And so for me, I was like, oh shit, like I think I have, like, it's not even about that. It's not external. It's internal. Mm-hmm. It's like, because it was, God provided it. And I was like, oh, like, why am I, it's me. It's not external. I think, dude, that's also with most things in life, every external thing changes when you fix your internal. So every problem you have, there's a belief or some kind of psychological thing, mindset or whatever, right? That's creating that problem. Because even if you solve that problem, this is crazy. Even if you solve that problem and you didn't fix the psychological part, you're going to self-sabotage and that problem will come again over and over again.
So, well, I mean, that's therapy 101.
Yeah. So, because okay. So one thing I learned recently, because I've struggled with like my health and my weight for like most of my life, this is to be real. And then I was like, and I remember a time I actually almost had a 6-pack. And I was like, I like sat like, you know what I mean? Because the internal was not fixed. I was fixing the external, right? I got there and I was like, and then I wasn't able to like sustain it. So like I heard a psychologist, basically I learned from a video, and you're like, fix the internal and like respect and love your body right now before you get that type of body you want. So that belief system causes the behavior to get the results. Because if you focus on the results and you didn't change your identity, then you are basically gonna find ways to self-sabotage, or just like, what's the point? There's no point, because the internal, dude, and that's everything.
It is everything.
Okay.
This is perception.
Even
this
YouTube
is affirmations. This is what ChatGPT was talking about. It's like everything. It's like
everything.
Yeah, and so like yeah. Keep going. You were on a good rant. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's good. But you know what I mean? Like,
I get you. Yeah,
it's
100%.
like,
yeah, 100%.
So anytime you want to change something in your life or business, in your relationships, it's your psychology, dude.
Yeah.
And I used to call BS when how people on like YouTube and like just people have videos and you're like, your mindset is everything, right? It's like, but if you don't understand what that means, or if you haven't experienced in your own life where you actually get the physical thing, and you're like, oh shit, did not resolve things at all. Like, it's like, oh shit, like if I get this office, this was resolved. No, that psychological stuff is not resolved until it's resolved.
Agreed, 100%. Yeah, I have this friend who is shy talking to girls.
Yeah.
And I could, from my experience, what I've learned is like, you just got to go out there and put up numbers and you'll break that fear. But like you said, yeah, you can break that fear, but there's still something inside you that's telling you, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Which is usually, I mean, it could be a very different amount of things. But for me, it was like, I'm not good enough. Like, she's going to say no because I'm not good enough. And so you have to figure out, like, yeah, I can keep talking to girls, break that fear. But that thing is still there, and it's going to translate into something else, such as, like, if I go networking and I want to network with people, I'll be like, I'm not good enough. I can't talk to them. I'm not good enough. And so, yeah, you can see how, like, it'll translate into various – it's not just one thing. It'll translate into, like, various things.
That limiting belief you have, that's why when you fix that one limiting belief, it changes your whole life with all the areas. Yeah. Right? Like, I'm not good enough or whatever. Dude, I remember just another example about the whole external internal thing. It's like, I remembered, I was like, I wanted to get with this girl, right? And I want to get, she was a model and everything. And I fought for it, and it took a while. Ended up dating her for a good amount of time. I don't want to say who it is because I don't, and then I ended up dating her. But when I got with her, there's the internal dialogue I had was like, oh, same thing what you're saying. It's like, if this girl like loves me, right, then I'm good enough. Or if this girl loves me, then I'll love myself more or whatever. But even with like, and I sabotaged that relationship because I didn't fix that. Yep. Yeah, it's hitting a point for sure.
What do you think about like when situations arise where like, a guy's partying every night, right? Yeah. He has a kid, and people will say, the kid's not gonna change you, but then the kid does end up changing that guy to be a better person, because that is something that was external that changed him internally. Yeah. So what do you think about that? Like, because how we're saying like you need to change yourself internally. Yeah. But yeah, because there are situations where a person has a kid and it's like that was an external thing that changed all your internals.
Yeah, I think the external thing changed the internal thing. Yeah. So right.
But you had nothing to do with that.
But at the same time, yeah. It's kind of like mind and body, right? Like how we take care of our bodies affect our mind, and our mind affects our body, right? So it's always like internal, external. Mm-hmm. Internal takes precedence because that could change the external, but not everything external could change internal. Mm-hmm. But a counter to that argument is that there's a lot of parents who have kids who their lives don't change at all. So so once again, the external situation was not strong enough to change the internal situation. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is, you know. I remember, oh my gosh, dude. This is like therapy. I like these. I don't really get to talk about these type of topics. But dude, I got this one girl pregnant. And then like I was so freaking. This is when I was younger. I was so freaking scared. Go ahead. Dude, I went to panic mode, and then when I found out like, this is real. It was like a miscarriage basically. When I found that out, like, I was like, I kind of celebrated, and I think that's so wild, dude. How it changes like everything. I'm like.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a pregnancy scare, and man, it felt like there was weight on me. I was like, fuck. And then when she told me, she's like, oh, I got my period, I was like,
was it delayed for like a month or 2 months?
It was
or
like 2 weeks. It was like, or maybe a week. It was like a week.
That's not even bad.
I don't care. That week was like hours to me.
No, I get it. You see your whole life flash before your eyes, and you're like,
I gotta get a job now. I gotta get I gotta get 3 jobs. I gotta sleep at 10 tonight. I gotta change my schedule.
But okay, so it's so interesting. I had this conversation with someone recently, and this person has a kid, has multiple kids, and it's so interesting how some people, because I'm not a parent, right? I don't have kids, so I don't know how I would react in that situation, but I know how other parents have reacted. Some parents, when they have a kid, they're like, okay, I need a stable job. I need, you know what I mean? Like, I need to do this, all these things. Now I got to take care of my kid. Now my kid comes first. And there's other parents who are like, I'm going to fight for my dream no matter what. Yeah. This kid's going to make me fight for my dream even more. Yeah. Right. And so it's interesting. And it's like, and I had this conversation with this person because I was like, your belief created that reality. You believed, right, that this kid comes first, and you believe your dreams are no longer possible because of your kid. But then other people had the same situation you're in, and they believed, no, now my dreams have to happen. Now I have to get that dream job or whatever. And so and then like, I don't think it was clicking because they kept on repeating over. It's kind of like this, like their own, it's kind of like a mantra, kind of like you believe like, no, like this tape, this affirmation that constantly plays. That's why when Tony Robbins, I don't know if you,
I know, yeah, I love Tony Robbins.
So he has this thing about like your story determines everything. So whatever that story is you're telling yourself, like I'm not good enough or I am good enough or whatever story you're telling yourself, that determines everything. Like everything. Your mind is everything.
Yeah. And how you see reality is how reality is gonna be.
Exactly. I know it's such a like cliche, but on the surface level. But when I'm 37 now. I'm still learning how powerful it is to actually acknowledge that and act on that anything is possible.
Bro, sometimes the cliches are the strong. There's a reason it's a cliche. It's the strongest thing ever. Like when girls, like when I was talking to some girls, they were asking like, "Oh, do you just go up to girls and like just say like, oh, I want you?" I'm like, kind of like it, like you want that attitude, and they're like,
damn, Rose. Okay.
And then and they were like, I hate when because I was talking to this girl, and then that girl, and that girl was like, I hate cliches, and I'm like, cliches are the things that work the most. I'm like, you go up to a girl and hit her with, did it hurt when you fell from heaven? And man, they love it sometimes. It always varies, right? It depends on if they are attracted to you or not. Yeah. But there's a reason cliches are cliches because man, they stick. Yeah. They stick.
Yeah. Words. I don't know. The delivery matters as much as the words, right?
To put on the delivery
matters as much as the words.
As much as the words. So, for example, right, in that same situation, right? Because I used to go to the bar. I used to go up to girls. I used to do that all Players Club.
Hey, that's a secret.
Oh, I forgot. It's a secret society.
A good guy now.
It's a secret society. I forgot about it. It's like the Freemasons or the Illuminati or whatever.
Free Leo. So yeah, the delivery matters, dude. It's like you could say the same words and like, but at the same time, I have this thing now where it's like, might as well just be honest from the jump start, right? Because I used to do this, dude. It was going back, like, okay, Rosé's bringing this topic of how I was part of this underground player society. I was for a very short time, but there's this thing I learned. It's called Pandora's box.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
It's like when you open something up, you can't put it back in there.
Yeah, that's what it's just called. But it's just kind of like a psychological technique of there's like these 4 levers. I haven't used it, so I don't kind of remember. But like there's 4 levers, psychological levers, and then when you see a girl at the bar or whatever, there's these 4 levers. You kind of typecast them. So and then there's vocabulary. This is crazy. There's vocabulary used to like make that person more interested in you. So you adapt your words. It's kind of like a public speaker speaking to an audience, right? But you're speaking to that specific girl, and you're like, and then you speak in the language that would make. So dude, with these techniques, you could actually like make someone who would never look at you, right? They don't have to be attracted to you, but they could be attracted to how you communicate with them, and like it just like.
That's what Kamala Harris is doing right now. Have you seen how she's gone to some...
That's an interesting transition, Kamala.
No, because she goes to rallies, and I don't know if you've seen the videos where she'll talk to a bunch of white people, have a good voice, and then she recently went to a Mexican one, and she started talking in like her Mexican accent, and then she went to a black one, and she was like, "Oh, y'all, today," like you could hear it, like you could hear it in her voice, and so it's true what you're saying. It's like it's like priming for your audience.
There's a term for that. It's called code switching, right? So I think the term is code switching when it could go right. You could do it in the right way, but you could also do it in the wrong way. I'm just gonna turn off my phone. Because this is so annoying. Okay. You could do it in the wrong way where it's like based on like racial stereotypes, and so like I'm pretty sure you've seen it in the wrong way where someone's like they'll talk to like a certain ethnicity like totally different, but they'll like force it, like you can tell it's forced.
Wait, I kind of know. What you're saying.
I'm not gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it. I used to work at a clothing store, and these Asians would not I'm sorry, I know you're Asian. These Asians could not understand. So I'd be like, buy 1, get 2 free.
That's not code. That's just racism, bro.
Oh my god.
That is not code switching.
Okay, that's what code switching meant.
No, code switching is like, okay, so you got like, okay. I hope this doesn't come off racial, but I'm not saying I do this. This is how some people do it. Like they'll have like their black friends, right? And they're like, they'll use certain words. They'll use words like
lingo,
like they'll use the word brother or homie.
Yeah.
And then with other ethnicities, they'll use the word homie.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's like a little vocabulary switches.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But yeah, how did we get to the conversation of
Kamala Harris?
Oh yeah. No, we went Players Club and then psychology and stuff.
I don't know how we jumped from talking about psychology to this.
Oh no, because how Kamala Harris communicates differently.
Right, communication.
Yeah.
But then we were also talking about beliefs. Because I told you my friend, I was trying to get him to talk to girls and stuff.
Yeah. It's all connected.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
But let's stay on like I want to kind of stay on the topic with talking about girls and stuff. So now for like guys,
talk to me about that.
Guys specifically.
Yeah.
There's 2 ways that I see it. It's like, it's cool, I think, when you have no status in the world. And when I mean status, I'm talking about like, you're either like a Elon Musk, you're like a Jeff Bezos or Drake.
Power, fame, money.
Right, okay.
Got it.
But it's also hard work ethic,
Yeah.
transitioning with rewards
Yeah.
and awards. That's what I see it as. Power, fame, money, very true. Power, yeah. But there's a reason, because they work so hard that they're able to be good in their craft.
Yeah.
And they got rewarded by society for that.
Yeah.
So that's why women love that, because everybody loves that guy. And so society, sometimes I think women are very, well, no, that's true. Yeah, women are very affected by how society sees everybody. And so I think when you're starting off, it's good to switch around, like your tone, your delivery, kind of going towards how the girl is. Yeah. I remember one time I was talking to this British girl and I started talking British out of nowhere.
Can we hear what that sounds like?
I tried doing it the next day. I'm like, how the fuck did I can't even do it right now. Like I can't even, how did I do that?
Yeah.
And then, okay, so there's that. But how long before you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Now I want to be like these status men. And now I don't need to switch anymore. I don't need to switch anything about me because who I am is what they love about me now.
Was that a statement or a question?
Observation.
No, okay.
Observation.
One thing that I want to bring connected to is that I think the reason why women are attracted to fame, power, and money, things like that, or attraction and things like that, I think it's just biological.
Yeah, they're gonna be the most resourceful.
Yeah.
Um,
Going back to our ancestor days of like
this is not
safety.
natural. Yeah, this is natural.
Safety,
Yeah.
right? And this is just human beings in general. Like most people are attracted to people who make them feel safe.
Of course.
And people like, so that's physical stature. You could make people feel safe with their power, their fame, their money.
Yeah.
And so, but when when you level up all those things at once, it's like, damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Very well. Yeah, especially with social media. You know, it's so funny. Have you? I don't even have that many followers, man. But when they're like, oh, I want to see, like, some people really want to see your socials or whatever, right?
Anything past 10,000, people are like, oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. So I think last time we talked, I told you how I'm like pushing my YouTube channel. And it's one of the channels where I'm showing my face and I'm talking about YouTube. That channel hit over 100K now.
Oof.
Yeah. So, and they still don't want to send me one. But I don't know why that is. But so now when someone is like, oh, what's your name? Leo Dizon Mendoza. They look it up. Now there's a YouTube channel with my face with a check mark over 100K, right? And so when I got my haircut recently, and when we had conversation and everything, and then I told her what my name is, she's like, oh, she was on her phone, she like looked it up, and then like you could see her eyes light up. It's like, oh shit, like that's so wild. It's like social proof, credibility kind of thing. Yeah, it's like another way of showing your bank account, which is so wild, dude.
But to me, it makes sense because it's like, I think women love a guy who is broke but has that drive. Like I think it makes sense to me. Like a guy like you have that 100K channel.
Yeah.
And there's a reason you have that. Because
I'm broke.
Because you work really hard. Yeah, and you're on that shit. Like you're focused. You have a goal. Like you know what you're doing. You're striving for something. And I think women fall in love with that.
Oh,
like
I see.
I say double down on that. Like be expressive about like how hard you work and how how into you are. Women love seeing that.
Yeah, it's yeah. You know what's interesting? I was in a relationship, and that's what she was attracted to. And then what's interesting is my ambition went down when I found her, because I was like, with you, girl, I got everything I need. So my ambition went down. Like I stopped working as hard, and you know what I mean? And then she lost attraction, and I was like, that's interesting. So we're like, that's so wild. So it's like I'm not saying all girls, but some girls are like, they're more attracted to you when they don't have you, which is wild. And then when you have their attention, like that's one of the play. That's a play at the bar, right? Like give a girl who's used to attention, give her attention and then take it away. It's like, not all girls, but
yeah, usually the prettiest girls I don't compliment.
Yeah,
because they get that too much.
No, like literally, it's so sad that you have to play games with certain people, but like you ignore them, like hard ignore, dude. I went to hookah lounge one time. This is when I was younger. There's only one girl there, literally one girl, and there was like 11 guys, and all of them were trying to talk to her because she was friends with another guy. I literally ignored her all night. And then she asked me, she felt safe with me. I brought her home. Yeah. I'm not saying what happened, but like I brought her home, and like all those guys who were like trying to like they were trying so hard, and all I had to do is do nothing. That's so wild. But that's only that type of girl. Yeah, every girl's different.
Every girl's different. You gotta play different. It's a whole different game.
It was for that. And for that girl, yeah. Every girl's different. Some girls you have to be so blunt and honest. You're like, you're amazing and all this other stuff, and that works for them. But it's so wild. I kind of want to go to a bar now. Those are the right. Honestly, like, it's very rare to find the kind of, I don't know. I'm looking for someone who loves God and loves YouTube and is attractive. Like those three things.
You did find that, right?
I found but then once again, it's psychology.
You never saw her again?
Huh?
You've never seen her again?
I don't want to say it.
I don't want to say
it.
She goes to his church. Ow!
I don't want to say anything.
Ow!
Yeah. But you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, you got like, I honestly think I'm so scared of a relation, like dude, when like these divorces that happen, and like, I was like, I don't know. I'm so like, I have to like really have to trust God and trust the girl. Yeah. Because like,
Well, that's all it is.
Hell no. California has communal property too, so she gets half of my stuff. Hell no. I'm moving to Nevada. Is Nevada? Yeah, Nevada.
No, I don't know where. No, I don't know where. Just fucking. We always get fucked over. But yeah, man. It's always cool when you meet a girl and she checks off all the lists. No, I met this girl and she was talking.
Yeah.
And she was just saying all the right things to me. I was like,
she was doing Pandora's box on you, dude.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, damn, like, one, she lives like a minute away from me.
Oh, convenience?
She lives like right
That
there.
could be pro and con, actually.
We went to the same high school
Okay.
a year apart, but we never seen each other. I didn't know that. So we live in the same city. We went to the same high school. Her parents are where from my parents are from.
Yeah.
Same city in Mexico.
Damn.
Yeah, right?
Damn.
And then the last thing she said, she said two things. I'm going to save the best one for last because that's the one that attracted me the most. I was like, all right, that's it. I need this girl. She said, one, she's like, I don't really like to drink when I go out. She's like, I have 2 drinks max because we're ladies. I don't know why. I found that statement so attractive when she said, I got to wash myself because I'm a lady.
Is that because you feel safer with a girl like that?
What do you mean safer?
Like, you know, a girl who's not intoxicated is
Yeah.
probably not going to cheat on you and things like that.
It probably is. Yeah, it probably is. But I also like it because it shows conscious awareness.
Yeah.
It shows like she knows like, and she said lady. When I hear lady, I was like, that's such an old school term. Like I rarely hear that. And so when I think about it, I'm like, oh, she understands like we are different. Men and women are different. Like we have our roles. And then she looked at me and she was like, oh, I got to tell you, I'm a Christian.
You know what would be a funny joke right there?
What? What?
She looks at me. Well, I got to tell you one thing. I'm a man.
Yeah, she's like, it's 10 inches. I should have. I'm going to do that next time. That's good. I'm gonna do that.
But she's a Christian, okay?
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing to me right now? I was like, what are you doing to me right now? What are you doing?
You're probably wearing your Jesus shirt.
I wasn't. I
you
wasn't.
weren't.
I wish I was. I wish I was. Because I would be like, check this out. Check it out.
No, that means she said that without a read on you.
Yeah.
That's even cleaner, right?
Oh, and she doesn't want to go out with me.
Why?
She said 2 things. She said, one, do you remember on my profile picture, I have one where I have a crop top?
A while ago.
Yeah. So she saw that picture and she was like, oh, it looks like he's gay.
Oh, interesting.
And so what I did, I was like, I doubled down. I'm like, hell no, that's a great picture. I'm like, you could think that. I'm like, but it's a great picture.
Yeah.
And then that was one. And then 2,
I'm wearing that shit right now.
she said 2, I had messaged her, right? And we were messaging all day. And I was busy.
Yeah.
So I would open the messages. And then I'd get distracted and I'd be like, oh, fuck, I got to put it down real quick.
Yeah.
But I opened it because I wanted to see what she said. I was going to reply in that moment, but then I would get busy. And it happened like all day because I was just crazy busy that day.
Yeah.
And she said she didn't like that. She was like, who the fuck is he to do that to me?
Oh.
Like, leave me on scene that whole time.
So those 2 reasons are 2 red flags.
There's a third one, right?
Okay, go.
Don't remember like that.
Whatever.
The third one was that
She doesn't.
she was like, oh. So she stopped she read one of my messages, right?
Yeah.
14 hours passed.
Okay.
And I was like, and then so I made a joke. Cause she likes coffee. So I did a booby trap and I put a coffee under the booby trap and I was like, damn, leave me on scene for 14 hours. I guess this is how I have to get your attention now. I thought that was good.
Okay.
I was like, man, I'm funny.
Okay.
She read it. I was like, fuck. After that, I was like, in any situation,
Yeah.
I'll never reply again.
Yeah.
2 messages for me after being seen, I'll never do that. That's already too much.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, you know what? I'm going to break my rule. I'm like, I like this girl that bad.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be straight up.
Yeah.
So I texted her. I'm like, look, Zuli.
Damn, you
Yeah,
say
whatever,
the name
yeah.
and shit?
I was like, look,
Damn.
Zuli.
Okay.
I was like, look. I thought we had a great time at the beach. It was really fun. I enjoyed everything we did together. I know you said you had Monday off, and I'd love to take you out. Like, I really want to take you out. Like, I really like you. And this is me showing you that I'm trying to do something with you. Like, I'm putting myself out there.
Yeah.
She read it and didn't say anything. And she told her friend that she didn't like how I kept messaging her.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, God has someone better than that.
Fuck, I hope so. Because
Okay, first red flag is, okay, so it's someone who judges your pictures on Instagram from years ago. That's one. I call BS on that, right? Like, who has pictures, you know what I mean? Like, whether she agrees with it or not, like, that's a horrible red flag. What was the second red flag? It was like, the messages thing?
No, so it was that one, and then it was because I left her on scene too much.
Yeah, I think honestly that's a way to find out. Well, it's also about communication, right? So if you want to work,
Yeah.
I'm not like a good relationship person, but I'm working on my own stuff. but what I do know 100% true is that it's all about, communication, right? So if and there's honesty. So if you guys have a conversation, you could work it out. You want to hear a crazy thing I heard someone say is that there's one habit that Christian couples can do that reduces divorce to 1%.
I think I know it.
What is it?
Is it kissing each other before they leave the house?
No.
Is it saying I love you every day?
No.
Is it praying together?
Yes.
Yes. I was like, I know I've seen this. I know I've seen this.
But it makes complete sense, right?
Yeah.
If a couple prays together, that means they're humble enough to bring God into their life. And if that's the situation, they can make anything work.
Yeah.
Like all their personal disagreements could be resolved through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's not about how compatible they are or how strong they are or whether they've cheated on each other or not. They go back to God, and God is stronger than them. You know what I mean?
I always feel better when I go to church because at my church where I go to, they have like this room where it's open 24/7 and you can like pray. It's like a praying room.
Sure.
And so every night, I always feel better after I leave that place. It's always good. So I feel like, like tying that with the relationship.
Yeah.
I think you guys have fights, and once you go pray to God, I'm pretty sure you guys are like, it's like a relief. Like, okay, maybe we overdid it, the fight or whatever the situation is. Yeah. That's how I always feel. Like sometimes I'm like, I have anxiety or I have like overthink so much.
Yeah.
The way I pray is I talk about what I'm grateful for. And then what I wish he could do in my life, non-possession wise, like just in my life in general, like protect me, keep me sane.
10K.
Yeah. And so,
a little 10K right there. Yeah. God, come on.
Make me 6'3" tomorrow, please.
A little extra 10K. I don't know why 10K is such an interesting number to me. All right.
No,
sorry.
and so
I made it into a joke. No, I apologize.
That was good. Spite him.
God listens to me more.
Hey, have you ever heard Andrew Tate where he's like, God has favorites.
Oh,
I'm one of his favorites.
You know what's interesting? That belief is so powerful,
bro. I was gonna ask you. I'm like, do you think it's a bad thing to think that? No. I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing. Yeah.
To say it's like saying I'm blessed.
Yes.
Or I'm a favorite.
Yes.
Because if you believe that, you find evidence for that. Whatever you believe, you find evidence for. So what's the counter? If you don't tell yourself I'm blessed by God or I'm a favorite of God, then what are you saying? Oh, God doesn't listen to me. You're saying the opposite, basically. Yeah. So,
but it can get lost because there's also people who say I'm God's favorite, and so what I'm doing is right on God's behalf. Yeah. But I've always heard
there's always complexities, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I think it was Ben Shapiro or someone. Yeah. They were talking about like the school shooter was Christian. What do you got to say about that? And he goes, "You really think God wanted him to shoot up the school? Like he could say he's a Christian, but you really think God wanted that?"
Yeah.
Like he could have told himself like God wants me to shoot up the school, but you really think God wanted him to do that?
Yeah. And saying you're Christian and living a Christian life is totally two different things.
Oh, I agree with you on that one. Can I give you an example of like how I made it make sense in my head?
Yeah.
Let's take Nike. You're gonna find bad apples in your company where people misrepresent Nike. Yeah. That doesn't mean Nike's bad. But people will see like a worker and be like, "Fuck Nike, I'm never coming to Nike again," because that person mistreated me or whatever. Same thing with like Christians. Like I remember my brother's girlfriend was like, "Oh, I don't like Christians because they're always going against what they say." And so in my head, and I didn't tell her that, but I should have told her. I'm like, "You're right. Yeah. So why don't you become that great example? Like you be that person that you think you should like what a Christian really is." Yeah. And I think when there's bad Christians, it's like that doesn't mean Christianity is bad. Yeah. It's just they're showcasing it in the wrong way. But we're not perfect. I mean, it's hard. Like
creating generalities in any way, it's kind of like, oh, all skinny people work hard. All skinny people do not work hard. It's like all fat people are like, oh no, all fat people, dude, I've been fat. You know, I work hard. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like,
talk to me.
Generalities and stereotypes. It does, you know what I mean? Like, one person doesn't represent the mass. Yeah. Well, okay. I'll connect a couple of things to YouTube. So one thing on YouTube is like, you know, when you have let's say you have a channel and someone's commenting and you're like, oh, you know, you it'd be so much better if you had this random guy in your podcast, Rose, with a yellow hat in the background, right? Don't let one person's comment or opinion represent the whole audience, right? Just because it's kind of like, I hate Yelp reviews. I hate restaurant reviews. Or if I look at it, I'm aware that it might be completely reality, right? Yeah. Don't let the vocal minority represent the silent majority. I've heard that in politics, but I've also, that's just everything, right? It's just like, just recognizing that like everyone's an individual. That's the basic thing. It's like, it's not,
I like that about like Yelp reviews. I don't like sure, I'll read them, but maybe what people like, I won't like. And and it's kind of like what is that one dish that you guys, the Filipinos, have where it's like a egg with a bird in it kind of?
A balut?
Below. I'm just saying.
You tried it?
No, I would never try it.
Okay.
But it's like me, imagine America giving a bunch of Yelp reviews. I believe a majority of Americans will say no.
Okay.
But if a new Filipino or someone tries it, they fall in love with it. But majority of the Yelp reviews are gonna be like, no, that's disgusting.
That's why, I literally wouldn't mind if YouTube got rid of the comment section.
No, you need it. It's an engagement.
No, but like you could have the comment section, but you're not forced to. So like it's a choice. You could toggle it on and off.
Can't you do that?
No.
Only Instagram?
Well, you can turn it off and on.
Yeah.
But how do I?
You can.
Yeah, you could. You can, but not the way I'm picturing in my mind.
What are you trying to get at?
Like, you know, like Netflix, right? Like, I don't care what your opinion is on a certain Netflix show. I'm just gonna enjoy imagine if you were watching Netflix and there was just like comments, and then it's just hard not to look at it. You're like, and then it affects your opinion. I don't know.
That's why they have the option to take off the comments.
No, Netflix has no comments.
No, I'm talking about YouTube.
I'm talking about Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's good.
But I don't know. I think because people can give their opinions, doesn't mean that it's worth. like this podcast, right? Like my opinion is my opinion. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like whoever resonates, and whoever doesn't. It's just, I don't know. The comment section has always been interesting because you know what's interesting about the comment section though? I've been testing certain videos, turning off comments, and the average view duration go up. Why is that? Because you're cultivating because I think some people love going to comment sections because I've done it before. And I like just comment and they bounce off the video.
Yeah.
But they're not really there for the video. They're just there to like, I hate Kamala, I hate Trump. And then you didn't even watch the whole video. You just like commented because you just want to spew something. And then it's like,
are comments higher on the scale of pushing the video? Because you're taking the time to comment on that video, right? So to push it more?
I don't, in my opinion, it's all, okay, you're talking about YouTube? Mm-hmm. It always goes back to, there's 3 metrics: CTR, AVD, and watch time, right?
CTR, AVD, watch time. CTR is
click-through rate.
Let me guess.
Yes, okay, we'll play a game. What is CTR?
Click-through rate.
Okay, what's AVD?
Average view duration.
And then what's watch time?
How long they stay on the video for before they exit.
Yeah, so watch time is basically your CTR times your AVD.
Watch time is CTR times AVD. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So it's basically about watch time, and then like, have you seen those surveys that say like, did you enjoy this video? It's viewer satisfaction.
I don't like those things.
But those affect the video's spill.
I think they need to get rid of that.
Okay. So I don't know if they're continuing whatever their situation is, but what I do know is that if you're like 0, like I'm dissatisfied with this video, regardless if you watch the video to the end, that affects. Because it makes sense. Because think about it. Let's say like I clickbaited the hell out of you. It's like 50.
I get that. No, I get
right?
it. I get it. I get where you're going with this. Reason I hate it is because I'm the one that'll just click anything just to get the thing out of the way. That's why I hate it.
What do you click? What
whatever like the first closest thing that my cursor is to. So it could be a sad face. It could be the happy face.
You're good.
But I'm like I know there's more people like me out there.
That was a quick recovery.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah, we're good. But I hate that. Continue. Carry the conversation real quick.
Yeah, but it's I need to fix my glasses too. Actually, wait up, give me a sec.
No, go ahead.
Turn the table.
Try not to touch the table.
Oh, did I touch it?
No, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, fuck
Now
it.
I will.
What was I gonna ask you? I was like, I know there's like an AI for everything. I'm like, and I know Leo's
They're working on it.
And I was like, I know Leo has the answer.
Yeah.
Oh, with the books actually. I've gotten to the point. Do you ever just like gather so much information, so much that you're like, all right, I'm done. Like
Yeah.
I need to put it out now. Like that's how I am. Like I'm very expressive. I'm very talkative. I love communicating ideas.
Yeah.
And so I've gotten to the point where I've read enough books, I've watched enough TED Talks, videos, whatever the fuck that I'm like,
yeah.
now I just want to express everything that I've learned. And so that's why I'm not in my book journey right now.
For
Even
sure.
though I should be reading. Reading is always great.
Yeah.
But I hate reading. I'd rather just go to ChatGPT, give me the rundown or the key points.
Whatever gets you the results. I you know Blinkist?
Blinkist?
Yeah.
I feel like I've
Not
heard of it.
sponsored, but Blinkist.
Uh-huh.
It gives like book summaries in 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that.
So I just like listening to it. I don't even read the book.
Uh-huh.
I just like listen to the book now. And I got a hammock and I look at the stars. that's my nightly routine. I have a gratitude journal. I write about 3 things I did well today, 3 things I learned, and then 3 things I'm grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
And then I choose a book and I get the summary. And
Damn, where do you live where you see stars in fucking LA?
Marina Valley. Yeah.
You can see the stars?
Yeah, because I'm next to the mountain. There's more stars in LA, I guess, because of all the less lights.
No, you can see less stars in LA because of all the lights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I went to sorry, were you gonna
No, that's good.
No, I went to I want to go buy fireworks. It was my first time ever like traveling at night and I was like, oh, this is crazy. It's beautiful.
Oh, with the fireworks?
No, the stars. I saw stars
Oh.
and everything. I was like, I've never seen this many in my life.
Oh, interesting. When was this?
Like 2 years ago.
Mm.
It's the only time I've ever been able to experience that.
You know what it reminded me of? I drove on the 60 freeway, I think on 4th of July, and there were still fireworks going on, like Anaheim, and you can see fireworks from all these areas on the freeway. It was
It's like a 360.
yeah, I was like all around. It was like
yeah.
Armageddon, but like,
It's beautiful.
without
That's
fireworks.
beautiful. Fucking, I remember I went to North Carolina, and
North Carolina.
with Russell.
Okay, yeah.
You were
Around that time, yeah.
Were you there when I took that vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I took a week vacation.
Yeah, I had so much work because you just.
Hey,
I'm joking.
someone's got to learn how to streamline. You gotta
Joking.
make. I whenever I came to a
Actually,
job,
bro.
I think I taught you this. You should make everything efficient where you are able to replace a person when they're
Oh,
gone. Yeah.
that's what a definition of a business is. That's the definition of a business.
I fucking hate the argument. There was a person that was arguing. He's like, the person making the pencil should be getting paid more.
Oh,
than the
I
person
saw
who
that.
owns the company. I'm like,
That was a Ben Shapiro clip.
yes. I was like,
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. Have you try starting a company? You put all your money and you risk it to start your business, and then you talk to me.
and then tell the person, all right, you're gonna get paid more than me.
Yeah, because I do understand that. I have been developing. I think a sustainable structure for a lot of businesses is to give equity to your employees.
Equity as in like stocks in the company.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like that pencil.
There's
That
a stat
example.
on that, right?
Huh?
There's a stat that it improves.
I think it just helps with like turnover with employees because they have ownership in what you're building. Plus, it actually saves the business owners money too.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you were there from the jump, you should get something.
Yeah, it's kind of like being
Something.
Yeah, like rewarding people for having faith in you in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
But you shouldn't make as much money as the person who
no.
put all their money and plus that person who put that money into that business also probably have failed a lot in the past and like invested all those learning lessons. And so come on now, dude.
What do you think about the business idea that you should let your employees choose their vacations? Like you tell your employees, I don't do vacation hours, I don't do sick hours. When you want to take time off, you take time off, but I need this work done.
I think it's based on the job. I think it's also based on the industry. I think it's also based on the situation. So, for example, channelowners.com. So, channelowners.com is a company I started like over.
Sounds like an ad right now.
Almost 2 years ago. I know. And I'm connecting it though. I'm learning how to do this more naturally. But basically, like, so I currently have a part-time employee, just one. And then everyone else is like freelance when I need help. So basically, like, in the situation we have is like we have a list of projects and tasks, and then you work on it. You choose your, well, in this situation, right? It's YouTube, so you choose the hours you work. You choose whenever. So it's like for her, it's only 5 hours a week, so she can put the 5 hours anywhere she wants. So and then she take Yeah, I mean, so I guess it's based on the situation and your job too, right? So because if you're like a teacher, right, you could be like, later students, I just want to leave right now. So, I mean, like, it's everyone's situation's different.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so you can't be like, I need a vacation, I'm gone. And in that situation, you could get, because I used to be a teacher, you could just get someone to replace you. You know what I mean? So.
You have any more water?
I have beer.
Thank you for that.
We could get water. We could get any drinks you want in the vending in the lobby.
Can we go real quick?
Yeah. Me either. I just gotta move everything. Okay. Anyways.
Bro, you still have Vanessa Hudgens?
Yeah.
Are you still in love with Vanessa Hudgens?
Never was.
What?
Just attracted to her.
Oh, physically?
There's difference. Yeah. You know, I'm at the age where I'm like, damn, like.
What?
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Certain girls age differently than others.
100%. Yeah.
Like, like life has been hard for you versus like life has been great for you. Like, and same thing for guys too, right? Like, I don't know if to my opinion, I think I aged well, but.
Bro, you look young as fuck.
Someone thought I was 21. I was like, thank you.
Easily, I would still get your 21 dick.
Yeah.
Easily. When I go to school, I still go to school.
Yeah.
People think I'm 18.
I believe that. Dude, I have an opinion that when you get super slim, you look even younger, right?
Yeah.
So if I lost like more weight, like I could probably look way younger. I'm working on it. That's my next thing.
I'm surprised you're drinking that because of the sugar amount.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta stay awake tonight.
Where's your instant coffee?
Instant coffee?
You don't have instant coffee no more? Remember you used to fucking just instant coffee that shit?
Oh, I know. But I make some bucks now. I just buy whatever I want. No.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I pay for convenience a lot. I've learned how to.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it is me.
What?
I think I hit the table.
I could have better. I need one of these.
Oh, I have extra.
Do you?
Yeah.
Let's use it.
Right now?
I'm struggling. You see me struggling? You motherfucker.
Why did you? I thought you wanted. I don't judge people's setups. Whatever setup you want.
You see me struggling.
You want that one? You can have that one.
How the fuck does this work?
It's the same thing.
And we're back.
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't it wrong for someone like to judge someone else's setup and you're like,
no,
that's so.
I mean, yes, it's wrong to judge a setup in a negative way, but like if I was you, I'd be like, "Hey, I have a stand. You want to use it real quick?"
Okay, how about if let's say you spent like $3,000 on your setup, okay? Hypothetically, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you spent $3,000. You go to someone's like office or studio, and they're like, "Oh, that $3,000 camera," and then they're like,
I mean, shit, look at these iPhones. I could have bought like a what is it, DSLR?
Dude, that's still good though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, these fucking iPhone cameras are crazy with the quality of the video.
Yeah. Especially with AI and stuff, like you could upgrade everything, even the audio. What do you edit with?
So I have the Adobe Cloud, and I do Premiere.
Okay.
And then on this Zoom right here, I haven't figured it out, but it records on the left and the right?
Yeah.
You can't do both?
It's a setting, I think.
Okay. Well, I go to Audition, and in post, I'll get both files.
Yeah.
It'll be on the left here and the right here. And
I got you.
Yeah, I'll just do it for both. And
Yeah, I think it's a setting here.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then I just mesh it together and then put it in the video.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I just started though. I just have one video so far. That one video I showed you is literally.
What's your podcast called?
The Jose Gomez interview.
Oh.
Do you like that?
What's the purpose of the channel?
I don't know, dog. Like I told you, I just like talking, and I feel like I'm really good. Like I'm pretty personable.
Yeah.
Like bro, like, you know this. Like since I was like fucking 19, not even 19, like 16.
Yeah.
I would always ask people. I'm like, hey, can I interview you?
Yeah.
For like an hour off camera. They'd be like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. I just want to ask you questions. They're like,
You
"All right."
enjoy it.
And then
Yeah.
we'd go for 5 hours, bro. What's Roy's agent?
Oof.
What's her name?
Marinor.
Marinor. Bro, we did 5 hours.
When was this?
Maybe like 2 years ago.
Oh shit.
And I hate when people tell me this shit.
Yeah.
I hate it because I've got this my whole life. I interviewed her for 5 hours and she's like, oh my God. She's like, I gotta go. She's like, I didn't even see the time. And I was like, my bad. I'm like, she's like, oh, don't worry. She's like, I have to go to the gym. And then she's like, Jose, what do you want to do in your life? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, that's why I'm asking you. I'm hoping I can get something out of this. And she's like, whatever you do, you're gonna do something. She's like, I don't know what it is, but she's like, it just feels like, she's like, something about you just feels like, she's like, you're gonna do something. And I've got that a lot in my life, and I hate it because then I'm like, but what is it? What the fuck is it?
I felt the same way when I hired. I used to work with Rose, right? With you.
Uh-huh.
I same thing. I think you just figure it out, man.
You think it's this? Wait, you say I already figured it out, or you just figure it out?
I think you figure it out along the way.
I know, but it's been a long way already, dog. I don't want to be in my 30s and be like, fuck, like I still haven't figured it out.
Damn, I think you're talking about me right here.
This.
But okay. What does it even mean?
I just honestly, I want to make money in a career that I like.
Okay.
Doing my own thing too.
Okay.
I'm hoping this takes off.
This is it.
Nike sponsor me.
Things take off when you make it take off. You make a decision and you committed to it, and then you're willing to change, just like a YouTube channel and anything else, like, and you make it work. Like I had this YouTube channel it was faceless, and then I tell you about my Gabriel Bautista channel.
Mm-mm.
So I had a channel where it was the first one where I started showing my face, and I was like trying to promote my music, and I was like, and then while I was doing it, I found like I started like doing these stupid ass like shorts, and it started picking up. And then I just kept on doing it, and I just figured out on the way, and then it hit over 100K also, right? And so it's like, I don't know, I already, like, before the 100K, I already made a decision it's gonna hit over 100K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, bro, I get you. Like, ever since I started doing this podcast stuff, I'm like, it's gonna work.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm just like, it's gonna work. Like, I know this is gonna, something great is gonna come out of this.
Yeah.
Like, you had that feeling, right? Like, you're just like, it's gonna work.
It's a decision.
Yeah.
It's like you have a vision for something, whatever it is, right? You have a vision for something, and then it's like you only really fail when you quit.
Yeah.
So just don't quit.
You know what's funny? I don't have a vision for this, but I just know it's right.
Okay. You don't see do you see yourself talking? Like you have to have some kind of vision for it. By vision, I don't mean like everything's clear.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you're like,
I see muddy Joe Rogan.
Okay. So some things are clear. What's clear?
I mean, everything changes, right? You can have a 20-year plan. But I see myself like Joe Rogan. Like, honestly, if I could live anybody's life, it would be Joe Rogan's. I love how much he works out. I love how he watches his diet. I love the people he interviews. Yeah. And I like his lifestyle, like the way he structures everything. I'm like, he sees his kids. He takes his kids to school. Yeah. He has a wife. Yeah. He has his own fucking gym. Yeah. And the gym is like specific machines that he's learned throughout the years, like what works out certain things. He does MMA, healthy as fuck, talks to like, he knows pretty much almost everyone in the world. Yeah. People want to be on his, people come to him now. That's what I want to do, like really bad. Okay. Yeah.
So just do it.
I am doing it.
Yeah, you're doing it already. And then it's like, so you have a vision, man. Your vision is that lifestyle. Some people have a lifestyle vision. So meaning like, my vision is I want to, like, this is what I hear a lot of people. I want to like work for myself. I want to work from anywhere in the world. You know, that whole remote. Some people have that vision. And so that's what's clear to them. Yeah. And so like, they don't know what path is going to lead to that, but that's the star that they're focused on.
Yeah. That's their goal.
Yeah. So if your vision is that lifestyle of that podcast Rogan lifestyle, then yeah. So you do have a vision. You just don't know all the steps yet. But you know one step,
Starting.
which is this.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Martin Luther King has a quote. He's like, you don't need to see the whole, like, I'm butchering it. It's like, you don't have to see the whole staircase. You just need to know the first step.
Oh,
Yeah.
Martin Luther King said that?
I'm butchering it.
Stole that from somewhere.
I think there's a lot of quotes like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say stole that from somewhere. I love quote, bro. I have a notes in my iPhone where I just write quotes.
Keep on talking.
Oh, I love quotes.
You like quotes?
We're gonna watch Leo throw on his jacket. Left hand, right hand.
I literally got cold.
Yeah, I love
You
quotes.
love
No,
quotes.
I love quotes. I love quotes.
Yeah.
I'll give you one. I'm trying. There's so many good ones that I want to give you one. Because I know if I give
Any
you
of
one.
these?
Have you seen that?
Amazon.
Have you seen that video where it's a boyfriend and a girlfriend and they're fighting and the girlfriend is like doing her makeup and she's looking at the mirror and then she's like, look, she's like, I don't know why we fight, this and that, and then he looks, she has like inspirational quotes and he starts reading them. He's like, I won't try, I will make it happen. She's like, of course we're gonna make it happen, like this is what we're here for. And he goes, sometimes we just need to set our goals high and don't stop till we get there. She's like, I know, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you know, we have a goal to be together for
That's funny.
And then she catches him on the last one. Honestly, I don't know how that wasn't a bit. It was amazing.
It was a real life story?
It was a real life. It has to be real
That's
life.
great.
Everything. I was like, man, that worked out.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, you know what reminded me of? I don't have notifications on for anything, right? But I do have notifications for, I have an app, a quotes app, and it just gives me motivational phrases randomly throughout the day.
Oh, okay.
And it just catches me. Sometimes I'm like having a weird like negative thought or whatever, and then it just shows up and like, and it'll say something like this. And so some context on my wall of this office, there's all these quotes. That's what Rosie's talking about. Yeah.
You're these.
My home office is the same thing. Like, I kind of mirrored my home office in here, so it looks very similar actually. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I gonna say?
Quotes.
Yeah. Let me try to give you one. I'm just give you one. I love when Drake said, Nike doesn't pay me to show you out. No, Nike doesn't pay me to tell you I'll do it. Nike pays me to show you I'll do it again and again and again and again.
That's bar.
Oh, I love that.
That's actually that's pretty good.
I love it.
Drake's really cool. I don't,
Drake is amazing.
like I don't care. He doesn't have to be the best rapper. He's just he's a great artist.
Yeah.
And he's a great person. I'm like, just from the outside, he just seems like a chill guy. You know what I mean?
His lyrics are. Whew.
Because so there's a difference between like a lyricist, you know, the whole Drake and Kendrick thing.
Okay.
Like, there's a difference between a lyricist and someone who's trying to rap for the world to consume.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so Drake is trying to create hits.
Yeah.
So he's not trying to say, you know, he's not trying to prove, he doesn't need to prove anything. So that's why I don't even know how that Kendrick thing like battle started happening. It's just like, it's like comparing sushi to steak. Like they're both good. They're just different. It's just.
What do you think about when, let's say you were Drake, right? How would you respond to this like statement when they're like, because you said it perfectly. He makes hits, right?
Yeah.
And that's how he makes money, and that's what he likes doing. I'm pretty sure that's what he likes doing.
Yeah.
Someone said, why don't you start using your platform, your music, and start talking about shit that matters? Start advocating for like certain things, like we should start helping people in Africa or whatever, stuff like that. Like, what would you say if you were Drake like that?
Okay. I don't know who the person saying it to, so that's some context. Number two, I think everyone has a different purpose, and everyone makes a difference in their own way.
Yeah.
So the first example is like, I'm a firefighter. Okay. I'm trying to like save your house. I'm like washing it down so the fire from the mountain doesn't burn your house down. And then my neighbor comes up to me. He's like, you know, what about the kids in Philippines? Like, why don't you do this? And I'm like, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. This is how I'm making a difference.
Yeah.
And so it's like everyone's making a difference in their own way, right? And to like judge other people. Most people who judge other people for, if you're not the only people who have time to judge other people for not making a difference are the people who aren't making a difference, because if you were making a difference, you're not judge. You can't do two things at the same time,
Yeah.
right? So why don't you speak? Why don't you be that person that speaks, right? I don't know. I hate. I don't know. Judgmental people like just irritate this.
I love judgmental people.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you. You don't like when someone. Do you like it when someone says "Don't judge"? I hate that quote. I hate that saying because we. I'm gonna let you go first.
I think it's how you judge.
Agreed.
It's always how you do something.
Agreed.
Judgment is judging people is a psychological way to protect yourself from your environment.
Agreed. That's exactly where I was gonna go.
Right?
Yeah.
You
need to judge.
I would not have you in my office on a Friday night if I didn't trust you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
glad I judged myself to wear pants.
yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like of course I judge you, but there's a difference between judging for protection and judging someone's behavior just because they're not doing what you want them to do.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh my gosh, you're worshiping like, I don't know, God wrong at your church. You should worship this way. Like those type of judgments. I'm like,
it's like setting expectations on people.
yeah, it's like there's different ways to do stuff. Like, it's like, oh, like, I don't know. But what's interesting about the spirit of criticism is that it's very powerful because there's like psychologically, like we're drawn to negativity, right? And we're drawn like naturally. So it takes a lot of effort to stay positive. So
that's why affirmations.
Yeah. What do you think affirmations are? Because
I always thought affirmations were just words or a sentence. It could be a word, I guess, that you repeat to yourself that will get you in the state of mind of whatever you're trying to be in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, going back to the whole AI thing, I think just how like prompts and code affects an AI and how it does stuff. Same, it's like it's our programming, right? And if you're not intentional in controlling your thoughts and what you think and believe about the world, then you naturally just get manipulated to believe things that you don't really believe in, but because everyone else is being force fed that doctrine, right? Like I'm not a Trump supporter or anything, or I'm not a Kamala supporter. But one thing I do know is that if you watch a news channel that says one person is evil for 24 hours a day, regardless if that person is evil or not, you will believe that person's evil.
Oh, 100%.
Because you just spent 24 hours being programmed.
Yep.
And it's the same thing with not just politics, but just anything, like even music, dude, like that, like the music, dude. I remember the saddest times in my life, and then I would like listen to emo music, and I was just like this. It's like a mantra being played over and over again. Yep. And then when you start like, you're like, wait, I do not want to say this over and over again. This is like a spell. Have you heard like the witch spells and stuff? Like just recognizing like, I do not want like women are hoes and bitch. Like I don't want that in my system, because that's going to make me look at women a certain way, even though the music video is amazing, right? But like, it's going to, like, the lyrics itself is going to make me, it's going to affect me, my psychology, and psychology is everything. So
yeah. Oh man, we could go so many ways with this. I don't know which way I want to go.
When you talk about the mind, you could talk about anything.
No, because I could go. Okay, let's see. You could pick then. So we could talk about literally like the root words of words. Kind of how you said program. Like we're watching a program. We never noticed like, what does a program mean?
Yeah.
Program means like you're programming your own. Like you're programming something. I don't even know how to define program. But like we say we're watching TV, we're watching this program, and it's programming you. Like you're programming something about yourself. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, just breaking down. I'll help you out. Okay, so government. When you break down the word government, it's like a body of people and mentality. Mentality.
Yeah.
Government is like a belief system for a group of people.
That's a good one. I like that one.
But the one recently, just being aware of that, it's like, oh shit, like being aware of if is that what I believe, you know what I mean? But one recently, because I've been just working on personal development stuff. When you break down the word decision. Okay, well, go ahead, break it down for me. So I don't know the Latin terms, but basically decision is like from and scission is like cutting off. So it's like decisions like when you cut off all other possibilities. So the reason we bring it back before is like when you have like a vision or whatever goal you set, right? When you make that decision, you're cutting off all possibilities of anything else but that thing happening.
Oh, kind of like sizing, like scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that scissors. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So when you truly decide something, it's done.
Yeah.
It's already, it's just now reality just has some delayed time for it to become there. It's just a matter of time now.
I went to a Jordan Peterson conference in
Wow.
Long Beach. I love Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
And he was like, you need to be enthusiastic about your work in order to really make it come to life. And he was like, let's break down enthusiastic.
Oh.
It's entheos. And so it's being enthusiastic means you're being one with God. Like you're in theos, you're in God. You're in that mode of creation. You're in that mode of just free. You're free. There's nothing limiting you and stuff. And so yeah, I was like, I was like, Jordan,
Enthusiasm. That's good.
dog. I was like, you dog.
Dude, you know, it's energy is like, it's energy, right? It's like, if you don't truly it goes back to beliefs, right? It's like, if you're not enthusiastic and you don't believe something's going to happen, how much effort are you actually going to do? And have you seen that video? It went viral. It's Tony Robbins talking like to digital marketers. And like, if you imagine like a square, and it's like beliefs, thoughts, behavior, results. And
Thoughts,
then
believe, behavior, results. Okay.
yeah. So based on your beliefs affects your thoughts affect your actions, your action gets you results. And then your results will reinforce that belief. So if you inherently believe something is going to work, you have your thoughts, you make it happen. But then if you don't really believe it, it's kind of like, I don't know about you, but I've for me personally, I've had challenges with like my health journey, right? It's like, what's the point? You know, like that whole thing. I'm going to just gain it all back, right? And if I believe that, then it's kind of like I self-sabotage and I create those actions, right? But if now I'm in a positive spiral because I'm like, I believe, I love and respect my body already. And then that creates thoughts in my head of love and respect. And that creates behavior changes and that changes the results.
Oh, fuck, I feel like that'd make me lazy.
Which one?
I love my body.
But
I know where you're going with this. I know where you're
maybe
going with
respect is the right word.
Yeah.
Maybe for you it might be respect.
Yeah.
Because when you respect, you honor, and when you honor, you take care of. Right? Like in scripture, it says like honor, like a temple, like honor. Honor is probably a better word. Love is an interesting like word to like. I love my like. It's kind of like self-indulging a little bit.
Love?
Yeah, when you say like I love my body, it's kind of like a little. It could be interpreted as self-indulging.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I am God's gift to women.
Imagine
Imagine if you woke up every morning and you're like, and you had the belief and you said that mantra. That would like change your behavior, and that would definitely make a different type of reality.
Yeah.
You'd attract some interesting stuff in your life.
I'm gonna start saying that every morning. I am God's gift to women.
No, I saw this one guy in a podcast, and he says when he goes in a room, the reason why he's so confident when he goes in a room is he said in his head he says everyone here wants to fuck me.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I agree with that.
Yeah, it's like I was like, that's because if you look at the person, you wouldn't think that person has that psychology. It's so interesting.
I mean, I think that's what great salesmen are too, right? You gotta sell yourself the product before you can sell it to anybody. Okay. I mean, I guess you could bullshit sell, but
it's not sustainable.
I don't know. I feel like I'm convincing myself now that I'm wrong. You think so? You think you have to convince yourself about the product in order to best sell it? Because being a good salesman means just being able to sell anything, right?
Yeah, but if for me personally, I could tell when someone believes in what they're selling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like based on that energy, I remember I went to this used car dealership. And then I could tell I think he could tell that I was backing off and I wasn't going to buy the car. This is when I remember when my car got stolen.
The black Honda?
Yeah, the black Honda got stolen and all that stuff happened.
I don't remember your car getting stolen.
You don't remember a car getting stolen and then finding it at the mall and the cops came? You don't know that story?
No, I don't remember that. No, what happened? What happened?
Okay, my car got stolen on the second floor basement of my apartment. A couple months later, two friends of ours found the car abandoned at Glendale Americana, and it's been there for I guess a month or something. And then I already got my insurance, so I don't own the car anymore. I don't own the car, so I had to. It's weird. They didn't even steal a lot of stuff. But anyways, because of that car getting stolen, I was getting another used car, and then the salesman could tell that I was not gonna get it, and he started trying to like test my manhood. He's like, "If you're a man," I was like, who falls for that? Like in my head, I'm like cringing, and I'm like so uncomfortable because I'm like, the more you talk, the more I don't think I'll even step foot in this dealership. Like, I don't even want to buy a car anymore. Like, who needs a car? Like the horrible, I don't know, salesman. It just reminded me of like,
you're like, give me the keys.
Oh my gosh, yeah, sale. But I think you can fool yourself.
There comes a state where you start deluding yourself.
And then, you know, Alex Hormozy?
No.
He does like a lot of like, he owns acquisition.com. He does a lot of YouTube content, a lot of business stuff. I'm sure you've seen him before. His content's everywhere. Anyways, so damn.
Alex Hormozy, the car.
Yeah, the car thing. He says he connects to this. He says he doesn't have to pump himself up, regardless of his doubts or all this stuff. He says he just focuses on getting evidence, and then you pile enough evidence that it doesn't matter if you don't believe in yourself or believe in what you're selling because you have evidence for it. So I apply this to myself, right? You're like, it's like, I don't need to prove to anyone that I get a certain amount of results, right? Like I show them my track record, show them who I worked with, I show them my channels, and then you could decide on your own.
Yeah, I get you on that.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't have to like, come on, I'm the best. I'm funny. Too old for that too. I was like, God.
That was me when you interviewed me. I'm like, you remember what? Because you guys were.
You gotta give context to people.
Okay.
Give context to people. I interview you for what?
So how far back do I go? Okay, so I was working at PacSun, and there was this guy named Russell who was my assistant manager, and Russell had a boyfriend named Raymond, and Raymond had a brother named Roy. Man, this is gonna be a cool Pixar. Like, someone should make like a drawing picture of this. All right. Okay, and then one day, I knew Raymond already, and Raymond told me his brother did YouTube, and then I went over to his house to go smoke because like we would always hang out and just smoke. Yeah. And Raymond was like, "Oh man," he's like, "Yeah, right now we're interviewing people for audio engineering." He's like, "Oh, they're getting," and I was like, "Oh shit, are they really?" I'm like, "I've never done audio engineering." He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "We're trying to get people from USC."
Yeah.
You're trying to get someone from USC, and I was like, I don't know what made me tell him. I was like, Raymond, just tell them that you know someone that wants an interview and that has. Don't even tell them I don't have a background in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't even tell them I don't have an interview. Just tell them that I want an interview. Yeah. Like, just give me the interview. Like, that's all I need. Yeah. Just give me one interview. Yeah. And in my head, I was so delusional. I'm like, if I get that interview, I know I'm in. I don't know why, because all my character and the way like that I am, I'm like, and the YouTube videos that I saw, I'm like, I know I can fit into this. Yeah. I was like, I know they're gonna be like, oh, even if he doesn't do audio engineering, we could put him in this. Yeah. So I was like, I'm in. Yeah. And then he was like, all right. He's like, I'll tell them. I'll tell them. He's like, I don't know if it's gonna like do anything. Yeah. He was like, I'll tell them. Yeah. And then 2 days later, how did that go down? When Raymond told you?
I don't remember how it got to the interview, but I do remember the interview.
Okay, well, I'm not there yet. Yeah. Okay, and then 2 days later, Raymond comes up to me. He's like, hey, they actually want to interview you. I was like, what? Like, they know I don't have a degree, right? And you're like, yeah. He's like, I told him. I'm like, oh, shit. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And so I show to the interview. Boom, I walk in. It's you and Raymond. I was surprised Raymond was there. I was like, oh, shit. I don't know you're going to be in this interview.
Yeah.
And then how are you saying like I'm the opposite where I don't have evidence. I was just pumping myself up.
Yeah.
My job when I went into that interview was like I gotta convince him that he needs me. And I was just like I forgot what I told you. I was just like, you remember what I told you? I really don't remember the interview too good.
Okay, so in this situation, so I was interviewing you. Okay, so a couple of factors. Number one, YouTube is like a small group of most channels are a small group of people, so it's like about like do you like the energy of the team and everything. So you checked off that thing, and then number two was like you don't even. I know you thought you probably need experience and stuff, but the audio engineer thing is for recording audio, you could like learn that pretty quickly. Someone could just train you and teach you, and then you could learn yourself as well. So those two things. But three, I don't know. You said one thing that stood out is I've only read. Okay, one of my favorite books of all time was Peaceful Warrior. When you said you read that book, or something like that, I was like, this fool's crazy. Like that's wild. Like no one's ever said that. Ever.
Yeah, ever. I've never had any, because I told you, I'm like, I've only read 2 books. It was this one and A Peaceful Warrior.
Yeah.
And you're like, I've read it. I was like, what?
Yeah, Dan Millman.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah. So that already, so you checked all the most important boxes, because everything else is like, I don't know. I feel like I hire people based on character and energy rather than experience. Because unless you're doing something that's high technical, like I'm not hiring someone to direct a full feature movie, right? I'm hiring someone to help with the boom mic and audio. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it was easy. I learned that shit like in 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then, but also the other things was, it's a small team, so people are on camera sometimes and as extras. And I could tell you that, dude, you know what's crazy? Okay, did I tell you one of the things that are on my list that I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a movie.
Oh, Roy said that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roy said he wanted to make a movie.
Yeah.
I asked him one time, I'm like, what do you want to do? Like, what's something big you want to do? And
Yeah.
he was like, I want to make a movie. He's like, I want to direct it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a movie with like 100 of the YouTubers I've had relationships
Okay,
with.
Mr. Beast.
No, like basically, like he might be in it. You know, maybe he could be the lead actor. I don't know. Like that's definitely on my list because like I could, dude. I know I could do it. It's just it hasn't been a focus. And so what I've learned recently is like when I choose something, I get hard focus and I could like really get it done. When I hit 100K with the Gabriel Bautista channel, I focused on only that, right? For 2.5 months. Done. Did it for the 100K for Leo Dizan Mendoza. I did that. I don't know how long, maybe 10 months. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like as soon as I really make a decision, it's done, dude. It's super done.
And so. Wait, I want to ask you what the movie's about. You kind of said it, but I don't know if you want to put that out there because then people can see your ideas.
Oh no.
Oh, so what was the movie about?
I'm not. I don't have the exact idea. I have a lot of ideas. I haven't chosen one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, why a movie?
I love movies, dude.
I remember when Roy first gave you the
love movies,
the director job. You're like, man, you came back the next day. You're like, I started watching a movie last night. He's like, I couldn't stop thinking. I fucked the movie. He's like, I was just watching the angles. Like, I was watching how he goes here, and then he was here, and how fast they cut, and then how you go from here to here, and how you like make it like kind of like story and all put together. I was like, oh, this guy's into it. And then that's when we went to go film. It was Jade. Well, the moment that I remember, it was Jade. Jade was there. Sophie's not there. Kat was there. And we were at a barista spot.
Oh, Starbucks?
Yeah. And then you were like, all right, I'm going to set it up right here. I'm going to get a little bit of tree in there. You're like, I'm going to get a little bit of this bush. And then I'm going to get Roy right here, angle it so like it's a little blurry right here. But we got him. I was like, oh, this guy is into it right now.
Dude, when I watch movies and when I watch TV shows, it's kind of like, okay, you play basketball, right? Mm-hmm. Because you understand mechanics of basketball. When you watch basketball, you watch it totally different than everyone else, right? Yeah. When I watch movies and TV shows, I can't help but study structure.
Yeah.
Filming, like I just notice. You ever watch Queen's Gambit?
Oh my God, why did you say that?
That was one of the.
Why did you bring that up? Well, because it was during that time when you were doing that. That's why you brought it up.
No, I bring that up because I just rewatched it, and it's probably one of the best cinematography Netflix shows of all time. And that's a big statement because I watch a lot of Netflix. But dude, it's It's so wild. And I watched the second time. Do you remember the last episode?
Where she finally beats Borgoff?
Yeah. But did you notice any technical changes in the cinematography at all?
No, I'm not that good to notice.
Okay, I didn't notice it the first time, but the second time around, I was just like, it just like stood out so much. So her whole, this is such a tangent, but her whole fascination with chess is that she's within control. Her life is out of control, but she feels in control when she's playing chess, right? Mm-hmm. She's like, she had that interview with the reporter and she's like, in this world, like I feel safe. Mm-hmm. Anyways, so the whole show, they have the most beautiful shots, glide cams, tripods, everything so intentional, symmetry, everything, right? And then when she won, do you remember the interview when she was talking to a kid and she's like, "What are you gonna do after you win the championship?" Mm-hmm. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. And he's like, and like he didn't get it.
Understand. He's like,
I don't get it. He's like, and then I think she was also projecting herself.
No, she was. Yeah. Because someone had just asked her that question.
Exactly. Yeah. Good memory.
No, I'm watching it right now.
Oh,
I'm watching it. Like,
did you finish it?
No, I'm on that episode. I've already finished it. No, I know.
Oh, you're watching it again.
I've watched that shit like 4 times already.
Okay, but okay. So, she, doesn't know. She's always been contained in chess. Right, that's her whole thing. And then when she won, it just like blew me out of the water when I didn't see it the first time watching the episode. They got off the tripod and they got off the glide cam. It was handheld. The camera was shaky for the first time when she's walking out of the door. Yeah, when she leaves the air. When she's
gonna go play chess with those other people.
Yeah, with the older people in the park. So everything's clean, and then she steps out. She's like, I'm going to walk to the airport. Mm-hmm. She steps out of the car and there's like the music starts playing and starts building up. And then the camera kind of switches and now it's handheld. It's shaky.
I'm going to watch that.
And now and I think this is my interpretation. I could be wrong, right? So it's just how I perceive it. But I think it was like the director and the whole team like creating a metaphor that for the first time, she's free.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get why. Yeah, the whole connection.
Yeah,
because did you make that up or did you see this on somewhere?
No, I haven't seen anyone say it. Maybe someone else has, but I actually, as soon as I found out, I told my dad. It's like, did you catch that? And like, no one's. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just me.
I'm gonna rewatch it and be like, sir, it's not shaking at all.
It's 100% shaky, 100%, and it's handheld. And because if you look at the whole series, it's like the cleanest shots. I love clean shots, and it was such like a statement when they made it shaky. Like it's like she's like free.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
she's free. She's free from the constraint of chess.
Yeah,
for the first time. It's like, damn, that's wild. That's so good. So that show. Anyways, so yeah, I want to make a movie. I think I've been preparing for it for my whole life, and I think it's gonna be the start of a really cool chapter. And and I've been like planting seeds, like some of the YouTubers I'm friends with and stuff, like, just like seeing like, would they be interested in being part of it? And a lot of YouTubers are actually like, they love acting and they wanted to be in a different format for a while, but no one's given them the opportunity unless you're huge. And even if you're huge, it's very rare. It's like so rare. So I think
you want to get YouTubers to be actors or just involved in general?
It could be either one.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, but it's really based on like, I think it's gonna be a start of something really cool. It's so wild. Like, you ever feel like something's very clear that you're supposed to do? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I've had those moments.
Yeah, and that's the movie thing is one thing for sure. Yeah. Yeah. One of the biggest ones recently was when I told you my whole story of like how when I got fired, I was going to work for another YouTube channel, but then I heard a voice telling me.
Wait, when did you get fired?
You didn't know I got fired?
From...
You better edit that out. I got fired.
You really want me to edit that out?
Yeah.
Tell me about this after, but okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I got fired because it just wasn't working out based on the situation.
Here, I need to make a note of that because I will forget. Or I can just bleep it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
Yeah, just bleep it.
Sorry for that momentary pause, guys.
Had a panic attack. I gotta edit this out.
Okay.
But yeah, so I got fired, right? And then it was on before October 1, 2022 or something like that. Anyways, so I got fired, but I heard this voice telling me like do your own channels like full time.
I remember you telling me this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I could easily just got a job in another YouTube channel.
You know that's the start of Alzheimer's.
Huh?
What? Hearing voices.
Dude, I think we're all hearing voices. Wait, what did you say?
The walls are talking.
How many voices do you have?
One. My voice. You have multiple voices in your head?
Yeah.
You talk to yourself differently in your head?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I talk to
British
myself.
Leo,
Really?
Jamaican Leo.
Funny. You know.
No!
Oh, I was gonna tell you. You know, there's people in the world who can't close their eyes and imagine, like an object. Like if I say imagine a pineapple, they can't see it.
What happens?
So Russell was actually one of those people, and he was like, "It's just black." Like he's like, "I'm just closing my eyes. Like there's nothing to think about. Like there's nothing there." And I was like,
So he can't visualize stuff?
"Yeah, he can't visualize stuff." And then there was another girl, because we were at Roy's house, and there was another girl. She was like, "Yeah," she's like, "Yeah." She's like, and they told me, the girl told me, she's like, "You're just saying that you can see a pineapple in your head to be cool." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm not trying to be cool." I'm like, "You guys are the weird ones that can't see the things in your head."
Are they trying?
Well, I asked Russell, and he was just like, "No, like I just don't see anything."
There's no way.
There's people in the world who can't visualize. Yeah.
There's no way. There has to. Is that a condition? Like
I
a
don't
medical?
know.
Like there has to be.
Why does it have to be a medical condition? There's just people who can't do that.
There's no way. Because people can do anything.
Yeah. I mean, tell it to the colorblind people.
Hey.
I know there's colorblind glasses coming now. I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's people in the world who can't visualize, which is crazy to me. You're trying to visualize not visualizing.
That hurts my head.
Yeah, it's weird.
That hurts my head. Okay, keep talking. Yeah.
We're gonna see Leo take off his glasses now, and he's wiping. Oh, they look about good. Nope, they're not good enough yet. And he's wiping, smiling, washing his eyes.
Are you gonna edit this out?
No, this is all in the video. I love when Roy used to grab the camera and he just start like, I don't know, random recording. Like, I don't know. I don't remember what he would say, but he would always just like randomly recording.
Just random stuff.
Bro, Roy is so artistic. It's crazy to me. Like, do you remember when he would make songs on the fly? Like, the one that I love to this day is Goodbye, Guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Dun, 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 and then boom, he slams it. But like, just like even when we would make videos about music, I'm like, bro, like, he makes hits. Like, these songs are actually good. Like, the Fidget Spinner, Onomatopoeia was a crazy song. I love that song.
Yeah.
Like, to even come up with that idea, like, hit him with the onomatopoeia. Woo! That's crazy. Like, that's so, like, cool. Like, when he does shit like that, I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you on? Like,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
You know, I learned from him that you could literally just get an instrumental. I know people have done this for the longest time, but like when I see, he was the first person I actually saw do this.
Really?
Like have an instrumental and just like improv.
Yeah,
or
improv.
Improv some kind of like.
Wait, so how would you make music?
I would usually I would have an acoustic guitar and I would always have to create music with my lyrics, like acoustically. I never thought that there's artists do that.
I do that. Yeah, I do that.
Yeah,
I
they have
produced to the beat.
Yeah, they have producers or something send in beats and then they add melodies to it, whether it's an R&B artist or a pop artist. But it was the first time I saw. I was like, "Oh crap, that's wild." Oh, you wanna hear? So my album that's coming out, it's being processed everywhere. It's not with my voice; it's with technology.
Okay.
And I was just trying to create the best songs possible.
What does that mean though?
Like, let's say I have an idea for a song and I was like, this sounds better with a female singer. So I would get like a female singer it's modulated. You know what I mean? So I'm not limited to just my voice because my voice is just a certain voice.
Run it.
Okay. This is the
What?
third person I've shared this with.
Where you're about to show the whole world.
Oh, dang. The whole world. All right. Let's see. Would you like... Okay, I don't know. Just give you a choice.
What?
I was like, I was gonna have you like choose. Okay, all right. Oh, interesting. Okay, let me. Okay.
Background information. Leo wrote lyrics for Mariah Carey.
No, I did.
Oh, really? I thought you did.
No, I helped Alicia Keys.
Oh, Alicia Keys.
But I don't know how I contributed. There's not.
to
I don't
Alicia
have.
Keys.
I didn't get any credit for anything. I was just working for I was an intern for a label, and I was just contributing stuff. For
Real or fake? Next time on Mythbusters.
them. Yeah.
This is AI?
Part of it. It's me messing. So okay, I'll give you context. So it's me. I got a producer by Taylor. His website's like Tailor Made or something. So I chose instrumentals that I really resonated with, and then I messed with GarageBand and AI to come up with certain like melodies and stuff. But all the lyrics are me. The way it's pieced together. All the prompts are me. So it's kind of interesting. It's a different type of songwriting. But
I feel like songs are made like that.
yeah, it's just interesting with the AI component, because sometimes I would get some pieces that are like, let me hear what a high pitch this sounds like, and then I would get that, and then I would like segment into something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, it's just a different type of songwriting. It even feels kind of weird saying I wrote it and created the music, because like
There's so much help and involvement and other stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of
Still
like
made it.
It's like if I hired like a producer and like, can you do this? And then like I was just getting so much help from this thing, but yeah. So I thought this song would sound better with this type of singer. So clean. Isn't that clean? So wild.
Didn't even sound like you.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's modulators.
I like this.
Yeah. So like what I want to do now is like, I'm gonna write more songs in this way, and then like I just want to. I've always saw myself as a songwriter, so I want to like, pitch the songs to other artists.
Like AJ?
Sure, that's one. Yeah. You know, my mom does his accounting. That's just a random side note.
What? Why did you even say that?
No. It's late at night. You know what happens?
What?
Yeah, she does his accounting. My mom.
Oh, she does his accounting.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said my mom does accounting. That's what you said. I was like,
no, it's connected.
What?
Why would I say?
That's why I was tripping out. I'm like, whoa.
Just give random like call to actions.
Yeah.
Channelers.com, channelers.com.
Fucking
.com.
talking in the middle of, I love pineapples. And just continuing the fucking conversation.
That's funny though. I should do that more often.
People would think you're weird.
Yeah, I should speak for the other voices in my head.
You need to stop talking about that.
What'd you say? All right.
Oh man. Yeah, it was a good song.
Thank you.
Good song. Yeah, good song.
Yeah, it'll be all out. It's being processed right now. I don't know how long it's taking. It takes. Have you done that before?
What?
Like release a song on Spotify?
No, but I have uploaded to Spotify.
Yeah, same thing.
Not a song. I uploaded a podcast.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's different.
Yeah.
Podcasts, Spotify podcasts. Yeah, that's different.
Wait, is it really?
Yeah.
I thought it was both just Spotify. I thought it was just Spotify.
I think they have a different process for songs.
Whoa.
Like, they have to like check stuff.
Whoa, I didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that.
So I don't know how long. I just turned it in like 2 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how long. No, you're talking to the wrong person.
DistroKid.
What?
That's the website.
I was hoping you weren't doing it again.
That's the website that. So DistroKid is like a cheap way a lot of independent artists like distribute their songs on all the platforms, and then they even made it easy to do like content ID stuff, and they get like a 20% split. Mm-hmm. So now, like all the songs, like that song I just showed you, is gonna be on like TikTok and YouTube as like songs. So when I do shorts, I could add the song like straight from there, and then there's a royalty when the short does.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Are you doing this just because you enjoy it? Are you at that point in your life right now where you're not really focused on finances?
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so
Damn, is that a Richard Mille?
huh?
You have a Richard Mille on your wrist?
A what?
Richard Mille? Is that what it's called?
I don't know what it's called.
Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see your watch. Let me see your watch.
You're scaring me, man.
No, because they're like expensive watches.
It wasn't expensive.
How much is that?
I don't like to talk about.
How much is it, Leo?
Anyways, okay. Am I in the point of my life?
Leo,
What-
those watches are worth like grands.
It's not. No, it's a cheap watch. I swear it's a cheap watch. It's a cheap watch. I would. I don't try to spend crazy amount of money because I don't want. If I lose it, I don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
Because I've had like expensive like shades before, and they're like, "What's the point? It's not that much different than $30 shade." So, anyways, so am I at a point in life where I'm not worrying about finances? I think I'm at a healthy place where I'm happy with how much finances I make. So what happened a couple months ago with channelowner's.com, I reached a place with my clients where I don't want any more clients. And I don't, because the more clients I have, the more hours I have to work. And I'm at a healthy place where I don't want anymore. So I'm just happy. I'm just thankful for the YouTubers I work with and stuff. And so by capping off the work I do for other channels, now I have like at least 2 hours a day now where I'm like, all right, what's a high leverage income, or not even income, like high leverage thing or a dream that I want to pursue for 2 hours. And so the goal before the album was the 100K for Leo Desal Mendoza, because when I hit that, it just, I don't know, it's high leverage. Like when I comment on people's YouTube videos, like I could engage with like these other YouTubers and they see it and all this other stuff, and it builds relationships. So the album was the one I just finished right now. And what's interesting, I never thought about until the last week, Rose, but like the music is actually very high leverage. And the reason being is I'm actually going to be hiring someone to, Jason Derulo?
Yes.
Okay, Jason Derulo has an interesting short strategy, and he uses YouTube Shorts as a way to promote his music. He gets viral shorts, and he attaches his songs to it. I'm sure you've seen the shorts. He has like over 35 million subscribers and probably over, I don't know, 4,000 videos or something like that, and they're all shorts. And so I'm going to leverage the music as a way to build even more credibility with my name. And then on my album cover, I literally have my company website on there. So when they see the song, it directs them back to my business. And so it's all connected.
So are you just trying to show off that you're able to scale?
Not show off.
Not show off. No,
Not show off.
Don't think about it like that.
Yeah,
But I'm saying,
yeah.
like, you're trying to be credible that you can scale. Is that it sounds like that's what you're ultimately doing.
No, I'm not doing it with that intention. My intention, okay, there's a book called The One Thing by Gary Keller. You ask yourself, what's the one thing I could do that just by doing it, everything would be easier or unnecessary? So when you ask yourself that question, based on your current situation, you get an answer. So what's the highest leverage thing I could do? Oh, hit 100K for my personal channel. Do it. Get it done. Okay, what's my next domino? Let me do an album, use the songs for my music when I do shorts. All right. So, and then currently now that I finished the album, I ask myself, what's the next high leverage thing? And my next high leverage thing is to get as healthy as possible. Like my goal right now, I actually just started yesterday, is to be as aesthetic, slim, and like with a great physique. Because it's very high leverage, once again, not just for my personal health and happiness, but also as for business. If I compare myself talking about YouTube, or like, let's say this is a client meeting, the same knowledge, the same experience, but one version of Leo is like not as healthy as the other one, and one's more attractive than the other one. It's like for this podcast, right? Like if I look like a model here versus and speaking the same wisdom and experience I'm sharing, it's a high leverage. Like your looks is a high leverage thing, and it's so yeah, so that's my focus right now. Like, so I'm spending like like I just started yesterday or today, 2 hours. Very intentional. Like I went to the gym, like spent extra time in the sauna, walked extra steps.
You know, you're a very streamlined guy, so you're always trying to cut time, right?
Yeah.
I know a great doctor that'll work on you. You know, you restructure your whole face.
I don't know about restructure my face.
It'll save you time. There's lipo.
No.
I don't know, other shit.
Well, I believe also that getting healthier is also character building. Everything is character building, right?
Yeah, sure.
Everything is character building. When you say you're gonna do something and you commit, and
that's character building. Yeah.
Like no matter what obstacles come your way, you accomplish it. Now, like I have like, I'm very confident with my new health journey because of all the evidence I've proven to myself that everything I chose to do, I get it done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just accomplished the album. Before that, 100K. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so it's like, okay, so there's a lot of like, yeah. So there's a lot of things, but that's my leverage.
Uh-huh.
That's how I see leverage. Yeah. It's interesting. Not many people would think of health as a high leverage thing, but I think.
No. What do you mean? It's probably one of the highest leverages you could have.
Yeah.
I think of it. I mean, yeah, maybe other people don't, but.
Yeah. I think it's based on your situation too.
Yeah.
Like if you're an actor, being as good looking as possible is very high leverage.
But there are some actor roles where you don't want to be. You want to fit the role for like the Hunchback of Notre Dame or something.
True. Have you watched Penguin on Max?
No.
Okay. Penguin from Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So Colin Farrell, pretty good looking guy. They put him made him super fat and made him into the Penguin.
Uh-huh.
So there's no point in what he looks like. So yeah, I guess it's based on the role.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, maybe the acting thing is not a perfect example, but like
I was nitpicking. I know what you're saying. I know. No, you're right. Though. You're right.
In my situation.
Yeah, I know. What you're saying is right though.
Yeah, it's based on like your exact situation in your specific life for sure. And,
yeah.
I mean, how about you? What do you think your highest leverage domino? If you had to choose one thing,
now it's this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this. Okay. I'm like fucking all in right now on this shit.
Sick.
Yeah. I'm like, I even did like a bet with my friend that I think is gonna work out better for me for this too. I told him, I'm like, look, I want to stop drinking. I'm like, I need an incentive. I'm like, if I drink again, and I'm with him a lot, so he knows.
Yeah.
I have to pay you $500. And so we shook on it. I started last Sunday. And I think it's going to translate well because I be going out a lot, like late at night. And so now I can get back on my schedule, sleeping right, and making sure I start working out again. That way I could be at my most optimal for my guests.
Oh, so that's what you mean.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. And so... also, I was telling one of my friends, I was showing my friends that video I showed you earlier about the first episode, and he was talking about like you got to be presentable and stuff like that, like my background and all that. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, damn, like I'm like this, like I'm loose, like I don't really get haircuts, I fucking shave every now and then. I'm like, well, I need to start shaving every day. I need to start like cutting my hair every 2 weeks now, because it's true, like that makes a difference for like the viewers, like the presentation of it. Like even like if I looked like, I don't know who's someone that's The Rock, right? He was like man's time of the year or something. The most good looking man of the year. Something like that, whatever. People were going to watch it. Like I watch sometimes videos because girls are hot. I'm like, fuck.
No.
I'm like, Dick, I'll stick on it. Like, let me just watch this.
It's a form of value.
Yeah.
Audience retention.
Yeah. And so, so I think that it's all going to work out. So this is my high leverage right now.
Sick.
Yeah, doubling down on this. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it could open up even more doors. You know what's interesting about it's funny because I asked you if we could film an episode for so I started a brand new channel at 0 subscribers called Your Dreams Are Still Possible.
Okay.
All right. Very specific. And one of the things I want to start for like is a series where I talk to people like this, and I just get to hear about how they achieve their dreams and what dreams they're working on, and it's a leverage point too, because when you give people a platform to speak, you build a relationship with them that could translate to other doors open.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So.
And sometimes someone will see that video and they'll be like, oh, I can make that dream happen. Yeah, you could, like, it'll be crazy.
Oh, that's good. I love that.
Crazy, but yeah, I can see that happening. Like, someone will be like, I can actually help him with that.
Yeah. What's it? So the whole podcast lifestyle Joe Rogan thing is one of your dreams?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a lifestyle. Like, I want that lifestyle. Like being very structured in MMA, gym, health. I'm a very like engaging person. I need to talk. Like, I need to talk to people. I want to meet different people.
Yeah.
I'm very like. I notice like every job I've had, I get tired of it after 2 years. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like a 2-year mark guy.
Okay.
And so I'm like, what is it? Like, I couldn't figure what it was, but now that I think about it, when I'm here, I'm like, I can travel if I want with this podcasting thing, and I can meet a lot of new people, which is what I like. When I used to work at Paxson in the business, like if I could do anything, it'd be at the register. I could do 8 hours at the register all day, just because I love talking to new people. Like, quick, boom. What's the next person? Let's have a conversation. Like, let me get to know you. Boom, boom, boom. Go, next person. Shoot the shit with this one.
Yeah.
Switch to this person. Oh shit, I like that watch. What do you do for work? Boom, boom, boom. Switch. Damn, this girl's hot right here. Let me try to flirt with her. Boom, switch. And then like I just like that, like that constant diversity, I guess.
Yeah, you like connections, and you also like learning.
Yeah.
It's you know what I mean? It's like that connection with people, and you love. Dude, I used to work at Halster.
I know, remember, you told me that.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. It's just like I used to love substitute teaching more than teaching, because you get to meet new people all the time.
Yeah,
dude, I'm the same way, man. So that's cool that you're working on your dream, dude.
Yeah.
What's one of your what's a dream you? I don't know, I'm just curious. I want to bring the focus to you. What's one of your dreams that or goals you've had before today that you've accomplished?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna practice for my podcast on your podcast.
It was that's funny, yeah. To make varsity for my basketball team. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to make varsity. Bro.
Yeah, you should say that out loud.
No, I'm not gonna say that out loud.
Words are powerful.
I know they are, and I'll say them in my restroom. So I remember.
That is such a possible goal, honestly.
Oh my god, the thing that I hate about it is that it's very.
I forgot what she looks like, honestly. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so
Oh, we talking about those dreams. Oh, we talking about different types of dreams. That's cool. No, that's a dream though.
That is a dream. That is a dream. That's a dream. But that was a dream in my head that I'm like, I don't want to say that one out loud.
No.
Yeah.
No, you know what's interesting? Okay, so for my channel, I'm still trying to figure out my mission for that channel is just inspiring people that their dreams are still possible, no matter what their age is. Mm-hmm. And then I was thinking, like, outside of like. Okay, so I have videos where I show me accomplishing my dream. So making another album was one of my dreams. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's going to become a whole video.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how I'm adapting it. And so I was like, I also want to help other people achieve their dreams. Yeah. So the whole channel's about dreams. Yeah. And so it's like, what if like someone showed me like what you just slid,
bro,
what you showed me.
If you can make that happen.
Yeah. But
whatever you want, left or right butt cheek, I'll give it to you.
No, but check this out. What's more interesting, the dream and the vision and the goal is aspiring, right? That's what you get people to click. Mm-hmm. But the journey and trying, the journey of trying that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that is that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about this one specifically?
That one?
Oh, yeah, any.
That one,
any.
But any.
Yeah.
Like, so your dream of like doing the podcast thing, dude, honestly, like, have you started sharing like your journey of like, you're like, oh, like I'm going to interview this person today. And like, just, you know, like on social media, you could bring people.
I don't want to do that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if someone were to do that for me, I don't want to do it. But like if I do want to hire someone in the future to just record me.
Channelloaders.com.
Yeah. Wait, what? What?
Channelloaders.com.
Yeah, I want to hire someone to record me and just follow me, like do my social medias for me, like show like, oh, he's about to do this. Yeah. He's walking into a meeting right now. Yeah, I want someone to do that for me.
Yeah. Have you tried hiring someone or?
I don't have money right now. What the fuck?
Oh, okay.
What the fuck? It takes money. Yeah, it takes money. Once I get this rolling and I can get some sponsor deals and I get money. Yeah. I don't even know how much a person like that would be worth though.
It matters if you train them or not.
No, I would train them.
Yeah, because if you train them, they could be any price. Like, it could be minimum wage, honestly.
Yeah.
So, anyways, dreams.
Yeah. So, high school, I was a freshman, and I remember I wanted to make the freshman team, and so I made that happen. But then I also wanted to get on varsity the next year, which is something that's hard because going from freshman to varsity,
sophomore,
you're skipping JV. Yeah, you're skipping JV. And that says a lot if you're able to just even get on the bench.
Yeah.
And so I knew I had that in my mind. So I was like, how can I get better? I'm already practicing like 6 hours every day for fun. How can I get better? So I went up to the JV coach and I said, hey, can I practice with you guys? I'm like, I'll stand in the back, the furthest back. I wouldn't even get in your way. I don't want to be part of the plays. I'm like, I just want to condition with you guys. And so he was like, yeah, go ahead. He's like, go ahead. So I would, as soon as I got out of school, I would practice with the JV, and then I would practice with the freshman after. So I got 2 practices in every day. And then after freshman practice, I would go home, drop off my stuff, get my basketball, and then go to the park. And I would play for another 3 hours just by myself or with friends. And so I'm already putting in a lot of work. And I'm putting in time, my skill, my conditioning, and everything. The varsity coach one day came, and he was like, why is he practicing with you guys? And then he told him everything I just told you. And he was like, oh, shit. He's like, all right. Luckily, he didn't kick me out. Yeah. And he was like, all right, cool. And he just left. I remember I went up to the varsity coach, and I was like, what steps can I take in order to make varsity? And he told me the list, and I followed that whole list. And so just stuff like that, like once you know your dream, it's like you know what you need to navigate and how to get to that spot. And so one day, season is over. He seen me from when I first started, the varsity coach. He first seen me when I first started. He saw my skill level. He was my PE teacher too. And one day, it's the last 2 weeks of school. And he's like, all right, you guys do whatever you guys want. Here's football, here's basketball, soccer ball, this, all that. I was 4'8.5" my freshman year. And there was this kid that was 5'3", and he tall as fuck. Like there's a big difference. And he wanted to play me one-on-one. Coach is watching me. He sees that like we're about to play one-on-one. I beat this kid like 9-0. And I was hitting some moves that I was like, how the fuck did I hit that? Like hitting reverse fadeaways. Like I'm not getting too technical, but like shit like that.
Yeah.
And the coach just saw me the whole time. We had our banquet, and the coach is like, he gave a speech about everybody, and he's like, and I just want you to know, Jose, next year, you're on varsity. Oh. I was like, oh! Everybody was like, oh, shit. Yeah. So that's how I made one of that was like a really big dream of mine. That was probably my childhood dream. Yeah.
That's so sick. You know what's interesting about that? A lot of the things you did to get that dream are like just general principles to apply to any dream you have.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think make sure, for me, it's communicate with others. Don't be afraid to like I went out and talked to the JV coach to tell him let me get involved. Get rejected. I told the varsity coach, what should I do to get here? You're the one that's the gatekeeper. What do you want to see that's gonna allow me through that gate? Yeah. So like with this podcasting, like I'm always asking people, like even people who don't know anything about podcasting, I'm like, what does this make you feel like? What do you think about this? Like how would you edit this? Can you help me get any guests? And I've gotten already 3 guests from one person. Yeah.
That's all you need. You know what I mean?
People, like, I think you can't build a business by yourself. And I think it's
channelers.com.
It's great. Pineapples. It's great to have others to help you.
Dude, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Anything else from that you learned that you could apply to now?
So rejection, network. Just go for it. Don't overthink it. Just be stupid.
Yeah.
Sometimes the stupidest people who don't think at all are the ones that get shit done.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're taking action. I think you could probably resonate with me on this. Is like we love learning so much. Sometimes we focus so much on learning that we don't apply as much as we learn. When you need both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me tell you another one.
Yeah. Another dream?
Yeah.
Or another lesson?
No, both. So, damn, we should do this for your. I mean, I could cut this and give it to you.
I was gonna ask you later, actually.
Yeah. So, it's good to have the goal in mind.
Yeah.
You need the goal because then you start navigating the world differently. Because now your lens is, how can I get to this goal? Now you see the world, like your perspective changes.
Yeah.
Because now you're like, now you can be like if I'm walking through these doors and there's a bunch of businesses and I see something about something that I want to do, I'm like, oh shit, look at this door, let me knock on it.
Yeah.
Versus like if I didn't know what I was doing, I'm seeing all these businesses, I'm not gonna knock on any door because I don't know what my goal is. When I was 19, I was like, I would tell my friends, I'm like, I want to do YouTube.
Yeah.
They're like, why don't you start your own YouTube channel? I'm like, I don't want to start my own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just want to do YouTube.
Yeah.
And I would say it every day for 2 years.
Yeah.
I would say it every day. Like, I just want to do YouTube. Like, I want to be in YouTube. I don't know what I wanted to do. And I don't know what the fuck it was. I was just like, I just want to be on. I just want to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Because I met Russell and Raymond, like I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I just pushed. I was pushing for. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is my way in. Like, let me try this.
This is my shot.
And that's how I got into it. So having that goal in mind will help you navigate the world a lot better.
Yeah. So it sounds like all that could be summed up in the word clarity. I've learned that recently. It's like when you're not clear on your dream or your goal, like you can't really lock into it because you don't see, like what you said, you don't see the opportunities, because if you're not clear on what you're actually trying to do, then you don't see all the ways to get there.
Yeah.
But when you're clear, it's like you're clear on it, and then you commit to it and you take action. It's just a matter of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what's funny about your story? When I wanted to do YouTube full time, this is a long time ago. Like I've just been around a lot of YouTubers from Reno Valley. So I might have been like 18. I used to go to the YouTube studio in Playa Vista. You know the YouTube studio in Playa Vista?
No.
It's basically the Google headquarters, and they have a YouTube studio.
Oh, is that the one you would show me? You're like, I would drive by it every day.
Yeah.
And just stand outside.
Yeah. No, for real.
Yeah.
So I used to go there all the time, at least once a year, and I did that for years. And you know, I've already been inside. I've already been inside. But I think there's power in like
Drake does that.
Yeah.
Drake said when he was younger, he would pass by. He would go like Bel Air or some shit.
Yeah.
He would pass by the houses. And he's like, I found the house I wanted.
Yeah.
I would pass by it every day.
Yeah.
And he bought it.
Because you see it, you feel it. It's like reality.
Yeah, you start making it your reality. Feel whatever you know what you're gonna feel like in that moment.
Yeah.
Feel it now.
Exactly.
Be that person now.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all an internal game, man. Another thing from your dream about going in varsity, one of the principles in there was you started practicing with the older team before you were part of that team.
Yes.
Right? And I think you could apply that to almost anything, right? So you want to be a podcast YouTuber, try to find a way to surround yourself with other successful podcasts.
Mr. Beast is big on that.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast said that he was actually, you know who Sneak was? He said he was in a group chat with Sneak, like some pretty big YouTubers that are big right now. Yeah. And he's like, we all just helped each other grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the community helped a lot.
Because when you're around, it's kind of like
iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, when you're around people, it's undeniable. That's why your environment matters so much. If you surround yourself with people who are giving up on their dreams versus people who are your
environment is such a big thing. Have you read? I don't even want to say it. There's a book that's amazing.
Bible.
But
you just say it.
There's this guy.
Just say it.
No, hold on. There's this. You know who Luke Belmar is?
Yeah. Someone put me up on Luke Belmar, and he started talking. Yeah.
Luke Belmar has this thing where he says,
"Yeah,
you don't deserve for me to tell you this book. You're not there yet.
Oh,
you gotta find it for yourself."
Proverbs?
No, I'm gonna tell you the book, but I'm gonna bleep it out.
Okay, good.
And so this book that I'm gonna
say. What a hook! Go ahead.
This book that I'm gonna say is one of my books. All right, but I'm just foreplaying right now. Hold up.
Yeah, it's called a hook. Go ahead.
I call it foreplay.
Hey, that was a hook.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I know another foreplay into the foreplay. I foreplay my foreplay.
What do you call that?
For foreplay.
Okay, go. Continue.
The book is
Yeah.
And he talks about Oh my god, that book.
Yeah.
That book is amazing. That book, honestly, if I could give anybody a book, I would. It's between that and The Peaceful Warrior. I'd probably give him that book though.
What stood out to?
That book puts into perspective the downfalls of everything, like how you can fuck yourself over.
Yeah.
And how rhythm and habits and melodies. I'm not talking about music. I'm talking about like melodies, like a melody is this thing that repeats the same thing over. Your habits, they're the same thing. A melody of your habit. And just how easily you can downfall yourself.
Yeah.
And how birds of a feather flock together, and how one little thing opens the door to all these things. He has a thing where he talks about being definite in everything.
In your purpose, yeah.
Write it down. Talk about, make it so clear.
Yeah.
That you know what the fuck that you're seeing. Yeah. And he says and you just stick to that. He's like, your habits are what you become, and just like that. And he's like, he talks about all that, and then he also says something about he talked about. I was gonna bring up about getting married and having another woman. Oh, I guess I could kind of say it. So he talks about how he gets a woman, how the guy gets a woman that's interviewing him, and he says that because you got this woman, I could no longer the devil infect you, because she just helped you even more reaffirm and stick to your identity. She has someone checking up. You have someone checking up on you now to double down on everything. So the devil cannot get into your mind anymore. And then the devil's like, why do you keep? He's like, why do you keep asking me the same question over and over and over again? And then the interviewer goes, because like you said, habits are a great thing. And if I can get you to re-say the same thing over and over, I'm just reaffirming everything you're saying already. And then I'm getting that in my mind. And it's just reaffirming everything you're saying too. Great book. Great book. Great book.
No.
Want to watch the full video? Watch on Patreon.
Oh, I read every page of it. Napoleon Hill is great, man. Didn't he write How to Win Friends? Is that Napoleon Hill?
I think so.
Oh, no.
No. He has another
Think
book.
and Grow Rich.
Yeah, Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, Think and Grow Rich. Oh shit, that's crazy. You have Napoleon Hill right there.
Yeah. I actually I've listened to the summary of the book.
That book?
I haven't read it.
I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I wrote it all. I wrote all of it. I rewrote it again, and I made my own book. I put it on some I did it again. I redid it again on a documents. Yeah. I redid it again on a document, and then I cut everything down.
Yeah.
And I got exactly what I need. So
Damn.
I wrote the definition of what a definite person is, how you can dollify yourself, and just shit like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. That book fucking. Yeah,
No.
that book is.
No, you sold me.
Oh, this died already.
Okay.
Well, that was our episode.